thanks for being here. So we're going to take a look and see what it is that you need to prepare for. Now, I wasn't planning on doing a reading like this. I was actually going to do a reading about your person, which I am still going to follow up after this reading. But when I sat down at my desk, I looked out my window, and the first thing that popped in my head is what do they need to prepare for? So I'm assuming that this is a reading someone needs to hear. We are going to do 4 piles instead of 3 today. I feel confident that I can get 4 piles done. I have been recovering here and from surgery, so I've been running out of energy a lot quicker than normal. But I think I can get through it today. So we're going to see. So these are the animal oracles, and I'm going to choose 4, like I said. I'm going to lay them out here, and then I'll turn them over as I pull the cards, okay? So pile 1, what does pile 1 need to prepare for? Just one, just one, just one. Okay, pile 1, y'all have the elk, number 24. Pile 2, y'all have the koala, number 46. Pile 3. Come here. Y'all have the ant, number 3. Pile 3 gets number 3. I love it when that happens. Always cool to see those synchronicities. In pile 4, let's see here. Y'all have the chimpanzee, number 14. So pile 4, you're number 14. Okay. So if you want to, after this intro, there'll be a little bit of a meditation video, about 10 seconds. You want to start by closing your eyes and taking a big deep breath, and then open your eyes in which pile you feel most drawn to. It could be that you may have more than one message. You may be drawn to more than one pile, or it could be a different perspective that you're needing to see of a situation. It could be someone around you's story that maybe you're needing to give some advice to even. Timestamps for everything for this will be down below, and I will see you at your pile. Hey, pile 1. So if you chose the elk here, number 24, and then we're also going to use, this is the Gilded Tarot that we're going to use for you guys. So number 24 really stood out to me when I first saw it, so that might be important to some of you. I'm going to hold this up so y'all can see it a little bit better. Guys, and just so y'all are aware, on my community page, I did post this. My hands look horrible right now because I had IVs in both my hands. So they got a little bruised, and they're still kind of bruised. So just don't look at them, okay? Now, of course, this is going to give me Aries energy here because it talks about self, and it talks about the Emperor. And this is definitely giving off that leadership kind of energy that's there. It's funny what I'm seeing here with this elk, though. There's a movie. I'm not going to say the movie. I don't know why. Leave it up to y'all. There may be more than one. Maybe that's the reason. But there is a movie of an elk that pops up that is being hunted, and it pops up with someone in front of it that decides not to shoot it because it's just so majestic looking. You know, it's just so, I mean, why would you? You know? And it's just, there's a feeling of that here. So there's something to do with like needing to maybe do something with something that you have, like not wanting to mess up something that you have, or not wanting to ruin a good thing, or, you know, there's just all these sayings that are coming to mind right now. You know, there's something here where you're wanting to step up, or you're wanting to be a leader, or you're wanting to take a direction here in something, and you don't want it to go to waste, you know, or you don't want to lose the chance, or you don't want to miss the opportunity here. This is like, it's like your time to shine, okay, as far as what you're needing to prepare for. Okay, so we're going to first, I'm going to pull some of the Sacred Destiny Oracles, and then we're going to get into the tarot to see. This is going to show me more what this is. And then the tarot is going to help kind of go in more detail about how to prepare for it, you know. So we're talking about what is it that you need to prepare for. Some of you may be excelling here in some area of your life. That's really what it feels like. But it's like you have this, I'm going to take that card because I almost bent it. Really wanted to come out. It's almost like you have this desire to obtain something, and maybe you didn't know how much you wanted it until it's like in front of you, and now that it's in front of you, you're being challenged with that in some kind of way. Gosh, if that makes sense to anybody. Purification. Well, if that ain't some sun energy, with that sunflower that's there, they always like move towards the sun, moving towards the sun. It's funny that has this rain in there too, so I feel like you've worked really hard for something, or you've been really through a lot. Or there's this feeling of the rainbow, like getting to the other side of something that's here and having a understanding of it in a very purifying kind of way. Like you have a clear vision of what it is that you need to do. Or you have a clear direction of how you need to handle the situation. Because you've already went through some sort of experience here, and you know what it is that's going to make you happy, or you know what it is that's going to, what direction that you need to move into. This is like your opportunity too. It's like either you're not going to get this chance again, or there's a lot of other people that were kind of wanting this same opportunity or same chance. There may be also a lot of people, around you that may have some sort of, I don't know, you've experienced a lot when it comes to relationships to get to a certain point, or this could be like even work relationships to get to a certain point. There's something to do with maybe a lot of disappointments along the way, and like here you are finally, you know, and yeah, it's the same. It's the same kind of energy as I was picking up with the elk. What does this have to do with, though? What do they need to prepare for? You're fixing to get an opportunity to like cleanse yourself, or to. There's happiness here. It's an opportunity to have some sort of joy. The type that like brings tears to your eyes, right? Potential. You have potential, or you're seeing this potential here. I think you already see it. You've seen it. You've seen it. You've known about this. Give me one more. Some of you, this has to do with a relationship. Some of you, this has just to do with something that you just love. Something that, this is like, this almost makes me want to cry, but it's not in a sad way. It's a happy way. There's there's joy here. There's like finally overcoming like this mountain that you see here on this potential card. Like you've seen the potential, you've seen like what something could be, or how something could be created in some way. And it's right on the other side of this mountain, right? And you need to prepare for the fact that you are overcoming this. And there's going to be this feeling of joy and peace that is so overwhelming, it's a feeling of wanting to cry. I don't know how else to explain that. Oh, look. It's like seeing a double rainbow. Yeah. That's a miracle right there, you know. Two rainbows could be important. Two different places could also be important. Like, I don't know why I'm feeling like somebody's like on the phone with somebody, and they're like, I see a rainbow in front of me, and this other person's like way across wherever, you know, and they're like, oh wow, I see a rainbow over here. That's crazy. Just the reason I say that is because you have these two very different mountains that are here. You may have, these could also be two obstacles here. Here you have more of a darker energy, or rain or stars that are in the background of that. So it's almost like, because you've overcame some bigger obstacle, you know, it's like there's still obstacles in front of you, but these are ones that there's a lot of joy that come along with these obstacles that are here. And it's like now that you feel, there's a feeling of confidence that's in this, is what I guess I'm trying to say. Confidence in moving forward, that there's going to be happiness in something. It's like you've already overcame the worst. You've already overcame the worst of what you had to experience. See, I feel like this is something for you guys that's happening because of your perseverance, or because of the potential that you see, or because of you wanting something so bad. You're recognizing something to do with your shadow self that has been keeping you either stuck or keeping you feeling unable. Like there's this feeling of like deep down you have always felt like you either didn't deserve something or that you were unable to fulfill something. There's something that was there, a shadow part to you that you've healed, and you've healed it enough, you've healed it in a way to where you see what's inside of you now, and you know that you have that leadership where you can lead yourself in the direction that you want, and it's right in front of you, and the potential is there. You know it's not going to be easy by all means, but like you're ready to take this on, right? That's just this confidence that you're feeling at this time. It feels really good. It's a good feeling. That's not always the case in tarot, you know. Unfortunately, sometimes there's not so great feelings. And with these readings that I do, you never know what you're going to get. I mean, you have no idea if the reading is going to come out sad, mad, you know, all the emotions. You just have no idea what you're getting yourself into when you get into them. And this one's a good one. This one's a feeling of feeling confident. So let's see what you need to prepare for. For some of you, I don't want to narrow this down too much because I feel like this could be obviously all different kinds of areas in your life. It's whatever you've been wanting, ultimately. And now you have this confidence in getting that. Or moving forward with that. Look, this card just came flying out. It's strength in reverse, that Leo energy. There's that fire again, right? Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. This is also like Leo for me with the sun. See, this is when also some of you may be getting somewhat impatient, or you have gotten somewhat impatient, or something to do with patience and perfection is two of the same. Maybe trying to be too perfect or too precise about something has this perfection of something, maybe has caused some frustration, or like you've ran out of patience or something like that is there. We're just going to see where this takes us. I'm going to go ahead and get all the tarot out. Yeah, I have 5 of Swords. The 7 of Swords in reverse. Changes. You've wanted something to a conflict or desire to overcome some sort of conflict here has been something that you've been longing for. You've been wanting some change to take place. The 9 of Swords in reverse. This is seeing the light at the end of the tunnel there. That 9 of Swords in reverse. Look at all these swords. You may have heavy air in your chart. You have a 4 of Wands here in reverse. I think it's showing me what your fear has been. Now, the reason it's giving me this perspective, it could be because some of you are still going through this experience. You haven't like completely seen the light at the end of the tunnel yet. Or you could be walking into a situation here where you are feeling a little bit fearful, even though you are confident. I think you're mostly confident in having to be vulnerable or take a risk moving into something. And that's where the fear, I think, emotion is attached. Why is the Strength in reverse? The Magician. Yeah. This is being afraid of... I feel like I want to cry again. I don't know why. What in the world? For some of you, this is like you're terrified of losing something. I think that you're afraid now you have it. It's like you're afraid of losing it. There's a I don't know why there's emotion that comes out of that. Maybe you're not, with all these swords, you could be either trying to suppress some kind of this emotion. Feeling a sad feeling with that, guys. That may be that shadow part that you've healed. It's like when you're afraid to want something even though you know your heart desires it. Like you're afraid to want it so much because of the fear of losing it. It's like that feeling. And it's like realizing or having that awareness about yourself and how maybe you've gotten in your own way because of that. You actually have built confidence in yourself now, knowing that, having that awareness. And now you're in a place to where you're this magician here. You know what you want. And you know in order to receive whatever that is, you have to be vulnerable here walking into this situation. 5 of Swords. Ace of Swords. You've been confused here about what the truth to do or what the direction to take or the understanding of what's... It's about understanding what's the right thing, right? What would be the peaceful... What's the peaceful resolution in this? For some of you, this is mental confusion about that. You know, what is the right thing? Or just like, I'm mentally confused here. I really need to understand the situation at hand. This is also something you know you're walking into where you're vulnerable, and this may be... You may be kind of conflicted about how to present this truth or this idea or this thought. You're very logical. This is you're being very air-like, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius kind of feeling of where you're looking at things logically. And then the reason is because you're in this vulnerable state that's here. The 7 of Swords in reverse. The 7 of Pentacles. This is about wanting to invest in something. You're seeing some changes here as well. You're seeing some changes in yourself, or you're seeing some changes in your own thoughts. And that might be something that's kind of scary to you because of what we talked about, you know, that long-term vision or goal, and being able to see that can be scary because then you want it, you know. You're changing your mindset here when it comes to that somewhat. Because what you will be receiving here is way bigger than what you would lose in the long term. Does that make sense? It's like you have a big opportunity or chance, and it's like that feeling of if you don't take it, you'll never know. And you don't want to have that feeling. So in order to have it, you have to be vulnerable. This can also be a conversation here that I think that you're wanting to have to bring some sort of truth or peace, or have some sort of truce. I just heard. It's like you're ready here as well for someone to walk away. Or to have to walk away from the situation. It's like you've prepared yourself for the loss. That's why you have this courage here in going into this. You've prepared yourself for the loss here. So it's like somebody disagreeing, right? With how you feel. At least you have like this purification in the situation. It's kind of like that. At least you gave it your all. At least you tried, or at least you won't be left sitting and wondering. It's that kind of feeling. Why is the 9 of Swords here? This could also be someone around you. For some of you, it's Ace of Cups. As I say that, they throw the Ace of Cups at me. There's that love right there. That's Ace of Cups, that love that's there. So for some of you, this may have to do with the relationship. But again, for some of you, this could be something that you love. Let's just say that you love being an artist. It's your work. It's your life's work. You really have confidence in yourself here, but you're being vulnerable by putting that out there. This is a big deal. It's like you're asking It's like you're putting yourself in a position to be judged in some way. And I keep hearing in my head though, but you won't know if you don't try. So I don't know if that's something that you say to yourself. This can be like a relationship that's like seeing the potential of getting through something with that Nine of Swords. It can be like nightmares, it can be fears, worries, nightmares. This is like seeing through the other side of something, with it being in reverse with that Ace of Cups. It's like I said, what you want here, you want it more, or you can see something more clearer, or what you want with somebody or something, or with something that you love, that it kind of clears away the stress or the anxiety that's here. Queen of Swords. Well, see, didn't I tell you that you were in this logical mindset? This could be also someone here that you're dealing with. There's a Maine Coon down here. Just so y'all know. Man. Did I say Man Coon? Maybe somebody said that. Maine Coon down here. May be relevant for somebody. Queen of Swords, Libra energy. You have a Four of Wands here in reverse. This could be like whether or not you want a home or a family or marriage or a foundation or peace. This is like putting your foundation or your happiness into someone else's hands, perhaps in some way, and that's what's so nerve-wracking here. Right. What do they need to know? This is also looking at your foundation in a logical way. This is also something that you need to be doing as well. Looking at... I think this is something that has yet to be built. Yeah, the Six of Pentacles. What does the other person want, or what's fair, or how much do I have to give? Something needing to be in balance. You don't know if the other person feels the same way you do. You know, there's many different scenarios here. This could be like, you know, I want this home that's here, but I don't have enough for that yet, you know, and having to, you can go to some sort of authority type of direction with that, or be logical about that, or something like that, right? An equal balance, an equal give and take that's here. What do you need to prepare for? The Magician, Leo, Gemini, and Virgo's here as well. Nine of Pentacles. You need to prepare for the fact that no matter what happens in this situation, you're still gonna be satisfied. You will still have a feeling of, at least that feeling of, like I said, at least I tried, even if it doesn't work out. And I don't know if I can tell you guys that yet. See, that's the thing. This is about what you need to prepare for. So, but we'll see. But this is an independent energy. So it's like recognizing and acknowledging what you deserve. Or maybe that if this doesn't work out in the way that you want, then it's just, that doesn't take away in your value in any way, shape, or form. Just like the artwork, you know, just because someone doesn't like it doesn't mean that there's a handful of other people that will, you know, that will feel the same way. You know, it's that kind of energy that's here. So tell me about that. Five of Swords, Ace of Swords, Three of Wands. This is not knowing which direction to take something. Or again, this is that fear of the unknown. You know, I don't know if this is going to go this way or that way. Y'all did get new lighting. I'm just realizing this. There's this ring here. I'm going to have to fix that. Dang it. Sorry about that. We'll have to work on it. Anyway, that might be relevant to somebody. Maybe there's something that you've been trying to complete. With this Three of Wands here, you've been kind of conflicted here because you've been kind of waiting for the truth, or waiting for something to be clear for something before you make that plan or take that direction. What do they need to prepare for? Being prepared for something not going exactly like you want. You have a High Priestess here in reverse, Pisces energy. There's a truth here that's coming out into the open about a long-term view or an investment. There's a truth that needs to come out or needs to be spoken or expressed. I just saw a butterfly out my window. That's going to change some things here. That it's like this needs to happen. Either it's a conversation or taking a risk. Taking a risk on something not going in your way. But it needs to happen. It needs to be said. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be expressed. Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. This is waiting. This is waiting. Why is the Page of Pentacles in the reverse? Look at that. King of Swords in the reverse. See this counterpart energy that's here? And this could be in your own mindset, right? You know, you've been unclear about how to move forward or how something's going to work. So you've been kind of procrastinating. Maybe giving someone something. Information, conversation, an apology, offer. Or someone's been doing that with you. But and this is the opportunity that's here. You need to prepare for the fact that this is coming in. This is somebody that's wanting to change the long-term. This may be something that you like, I never thought this was going to happen, but finally, here it is. Why the Six of Pentacles in reverse? There's something to do with unfairness. Four of Pentacles. 6 and the 4 is 10, and that's a completion. In order to get what it is that you want, you have to hold on to what you have. What does that mean? You have to save or sacrifice something? This is like somebody saying that I want to hold on to something, but I can't offer you what it is that you're wanting at this time. Or I'm giving you an opportunity that's here. This is what I want. This can be like somebody saying, but I haven't quite made my final decision yet. Or see, the potential is here. There's a change in energies here. I'm trying to figure out why that is. It's this. What is this? What's going on here? Death in reverse. Be careful not to repeat another cycle, okay? This is about something not changing. Be careful here with this. Fear may kind of get in the way of something changing for the better. Be careful here. Scorpio energy. When death is in reverse, it's like, okay, this is like that opportunity in front of you. You need to change, for things to change. This is like everything could change here. But then you know how like you see it in front of you and it's right there, but then you get kind of scared right at the last minute, or you back out, or you decide you need to take longer or something like that. There's a risk of that here that could change everything. And I don't know, this is irritating. This reading just got irritating for me. It was doing so good because This is like when somebody gets an opportunity for something and it's like, okay, they have that chance, that opportunity is in front of them. This is like setting a day, right? A day, time, place. This is like if I went to my boss and asked for a raise, I'm going to do it like this. This is what I'm going to say. This is how I'm going to do it. This is what my understanding is. These are my viewpoints. You know, I'm ready. Let's do this. And then the day coming and you go into the office and you sit down and then you start talking about something else and you get cold feet and you back out of it last minute and then you end up going down a different type of route. Like maybe you get stuck or maybe you walk out thinking, well, great, now they think I'm fine with like how much I'm getting paid or where things are going. You know, it's just like you could, there's potential, but there's a potential in here of you possibly repeating another cycle, and it could make someone feel as if you maybe not need. You need to be clear on what it is you need. Okay? Here. You need to be clear on what it is you need. Because I feel like somebody else is, or somebody else may be being very clear on what it is they need. If you go into this with a lack of confidence, if you're not confident, this person's not going to feel confident in you, okay? Whatever that means to you guys. I see somebody kind of getting cold feet and changing their, it's not like they changed their mind, it's like they changed the direction of where they were going to go with something for some reason. Why, other than fear, would that happen? The Temperance. Well, this is kind of like being comfortable where you are, or just being at peace with things. So it's like, you know what? I was going to give to this situation, but I am comfortable right here where I am. I'm comfortable with the way things are. I don't want to mess anything up. See the frustration I'm feeling because of that? Because there's potential here, and you had all that in the beginning. I don't understand why there's this backing out. This could be somebody around you, too, that does this. This is why they're telling you to remember this Nine of Pentacles. Your worth and your value and what you deserve. Look at that. Empress is in reverse. Wow. See that big circle that she's holding? See that stag that's at the bottom of the card, which represents the divine masculine? You know, he can't be nourished and grow without this Empress planting those seeds and providing that nutrients. That's an interesting thought. Libra, Taurus energy. You have to make sure that you keep this mindset that going into this, that you deserve this. Because if you have a mindset going into this, if any doubt that you don't deserve it, you may confuse someone else, or you may get cold feet, or you may miss out on something. See, what you want is in front of you. What do they need to know the most about this? What do they need to know the most about this? The Fool in reverse. Yeah. Don't be a fool. Don't lose that chance. Don't be afraid to take a risk. King of Wands in reverse. Leo energy. This is that fire, that leadership. You know, in reverse, it's like, don't lose your confidence. Judgment. Told y'all this was about judgment. If you, I don't know, double rainbow, whose side of the reading I'm on here. If this has to do with a relationship, this is about losing your confidence. in a relationship. I don't really, it's not because of anything else. It's because of the temperance, which is weird to say, but it's because of feeling comfortable the way things are. So there's this, why ruin a good thing that comes to your mind that messes everything up? And this is judgment. So this is that opportunity. This is judgment day here, right? That's what death is. It's like, okay, this is judgment day. It's time to make this change. This change needs to happen. It's ready. You're ready. Let's do this. Step up to the plate here. King of Wands in reverse. Step up to the plate here. You don't repeat a cycle. Don't go backwards. Take this chance. It's right in front of you. This is judgment. So either you do or you don't. Judgment day is here, right? Which is Scorpio, Aries, Leo energy. Cool. The moon in reverse. Don't let fear hold you back. Cancer, Pisces. Fear of the unknown. Fear of falling. Fear of something not working out. Why is the King of Wands here in reverse? The Nine of Cups. This is what you want. This is what you asked for. This is your wish. This is a feeling of, man, I wish I didn't have to do this, as far as like your nerves. You know, like it's just like, don't let your nerves take this wish that you have here, this Nine of Cups, away from you. Also, some of you, just a side message here, if there's any kind of drinking going on here, I would say maybe dabble that back, because if you're like, you know how sometimes you can have like a drink to calm the nerves, that may backfire, if you understand what I'm saying. So it's just like there's some cautious energy around this if you're wanting to stay in control of yourself, wanting to stay in control here. Judgment. Side message, guys. Not everybody's message, but that's there. Nine of Wands, or I'm sorry, I almost said Nine of Wands in reverse, which is a card of testing your faith, right? You have a Five of Wands, though, in the reverse, which, and this is like everything that you've been confused about, everything that you've been like unsure about, all those things that have been like circling around in your mind about making it up to this point and wanting this change to take place, or knowing, or whatever this is Judgment Day. So this is like when all the cards are laid out on the table and you finally get that decision or that goal or that opportunity or whatever in front of you right there. The bottom of the deck is the Hermit in reverse. So this is like either you've went through the shadow part and you've learned this lesson here from your past, and you want to live a different story or move in a new direction or whatever it is for you guys. You've already went through the Hermit energy. You've already done that soul searching. You've already been there. So it's saying you don't need to go back there. You just need to move forward. You just need to take the steps, right? Which is Virgo, by the way. So you don't need to think about this anymore. And look at that. You have that Knight of Swords in reverse. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. King of Pentacles in reverse. The Hierophant. Some of you, this has to do, look at that. Another Knight in the reverse. Ten of Wands. It's been like a burden on you here. Like you've been knowing you've needed to take some action here for a while. This could have to do with the commitment. Like committing to this. Like I've known I needed to make this commitment here for a while and stick to my guns here and do this. Some of you may have been waiting on some things here financially, or waiting to feel maybe more stable in the situation. But you don't need to reanalyze this again. That's why you need to prepare for this, because it's telling you, be careful here, because you could, like, it's like going to ask somebody out and you're headed in their direction and you're walking their way, and then all of a sudden right before you get there you turn and act like you're going to the bathroom, and it's like you walk out on this something like that at last minute, and they're like saying, don't do that. Stop. Wait a second now. You come this far, you don't need to learn anymore. Look, main man just came out. Look at that. See that? Leadership energy. It's number 1, just like Aries there, first house. Yeah, it's like, yeah, this is it. You know, you're ready for this. 2 cards just came out. Official person. So making something official could be something that's here. And then you also have this sudden wealth. 777 could be important here for somebody. Look at that. You have 1, 2, 2, and 1, 1. 20, 2, 2, 1, 1. 22 and 11 could, angel number could be relevant. I don't know what that means, but there's definitely a new beginning here and making a decision around this. 777 is, yeah, I mean, look, it says it right in front of you. Main man, official person, sudden wealth. There's something to do here with an opportunity to have what it is that you want, making something official, moving forward here with something. And look, thoughts. Don't let your thoughts get in the way of this. That's the number 16. That's the Tower in Tarot. So don't let any like chaotic thoughts mess the situation up. And it's funny, I talk so much about an artist. And it's like, what if someone doesn't like what it is that you have created, you know? And look at that. You know, don't let that second guessing the things that are here mess up this opportunity that you've manifested for yourself. It's right here. Right here. Just go for it. Just go for it. Just do it. So that being said, let's get some advice, okay? And for advice, I'm definitely going to get a post from Spirit for sure. What other advice do we need here from this? Because I feel like I pretty much, I'm going to get a few of these actually. What else? What advice do you have about this? Well, hold on. Oh, wow. Look what just came out. Love it. It says, taking a risk, stepping into the beauty of the unknown. Self-limiting beliefs. Yeah, negative thoughts are creating a roadblock in your life. And pay attention. Look out for the signs from the divine. Acknowledge the red flags. The divine is trying to help you here with this, okay? If you've been seeing, especially numbers, 777, could be one of those numbers, 22, 11. If you've been seeing signs or synchronicities or things have been really like lining up, have you ever noticed like when life things just like, you're like, man, like what's going on here? Everything seems to be like making sense or coming together, or, you know, things are lining up in the way that you've actually been wanting them to do. You have that 7-7 there in the middle of your spread. This is something that you've planned, like here it is. That's because you're in alignment. You're on the path that you're meant to be on at this time. And they're just saying, keep going on the path that you're meant to be on. Don't veer off of it in any way. And self-limiting beliefs, negative thoughts can definitely do that. So it's like Spirit's coming in here, you know, pay attention, stay on track. Don't think about all the things that you've already overanalyzed. Let's, you know, pay attention here and focus. Yeah, past life connection. So someone with a heavy influence from your past life is with you. Some of you, this may be, there's someone here from your past or an experience of your past that could influence your decision or keeping you stuck here with the self-limiting beliefs, with taking this leap. And this could be what you've overcome or you're needing to overcome or you've been overcoming. Yeah, obsession is here. So this can be something that you just maybe you overthought, or it's causing you to overthink this situation. This is a different situation from your past. I want to say this is a different situation that you're experiencing here from whatever this was in your past. Because whatever this was in your past, yeah, this is what you've been reevaluating, something that you released here, something that you thought you wanted maybe at some point, or something that you thought was going to work out, and you embraced that, and then you had to kind of release it, and it caused some pent-up feelings there with that. You've been kind of doing some reevaluation. You don't want to experience that same experience again here, but don't let that overthinking of that happening here mess up taking a leap towards it, right? Towards something good. Okay. Woo, I'm tired. One more. What postcard do you have for call 1? Why that was just came right on out there. They know exactly what they want to say. Celebrate life. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a good one, I can tell. Dear you, here we go. Uncertainty is the new normal for the whole world. Things are changing at a rapid pace, and the old ways that we once trusted are no longer reliable. But leaving the familiar behind can be a good thing. When you are pushed to step into the unknown, you are pulled forward into discovering new possibilities that have been hidden in plain sight. Check in with your higher self and your higher power. Your soul knows better than your small self. Have faith in the support of a higher power and the infinite potential for your life. Right now, the advice that we have for you is this. Try something new. Do something different. You won't know how it feels, what it looks like, or what the outcome will be if you do not take that first step into the unknown and experience the unfamiliarity. You'll be so glad that you did, because the treasure will appear. We're so proud of you for being brave. You are so loved and so supported. And that made me cry, because that was just like the perfect, like it brought this reading together so perfectly, right? Awesome. Okay. A tea just fell out of my bowl here. Tea just fell out of the bowl upside down. Does that make sense to anybody? Oh, you have X there though. Texas could be relevant. You have a new moon, so new cycle, or a new beginning. I'm sorry. It could be a new cycle, hopefully a new beginning. Of course you have the frog, because it's about taking a leap of faith. The frog turns from the tadpole to the frog. You know, he has to go through that transformation, but he's not going to ever get anywhere if he doesn't take the leap to explore. So that's something that's there. You have the number 6, which is about healing and balance. And yes, you are enough, and yes, you do have enough, and yes, this can be fair. There is fairness here. You do deserve what's coming to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be having that opportunity in front of you. You have a Q. You have something. There may be something here that you're needing to quit for some of you. Also, this could be a 9, which is meaning that not only your value and your worth, but having enough, but needing to complete a cycle, or it's time to complete a cycle, or something like that. Hashtag means that there's more under the surface, or don't let the small things get to you. Small worries, perhaps. You have an I, and I just heard tic-tac-toe in my head. There's only so many ways that you can play that, you know. As far as like this Hermit in reverse, anxiety. There's only so many ways that you can think of the worst case scenarios that are there. It's just, you know, at some point you do have to take that risk if you're wanting to reach that potential, that goal. Taz just also came in my head for some reason. Okay. There's something here that may be very obvious that you're needing to deal with or heal, or needs to happen. Okay. Or you've been knowing this needs to happen. New beginning, taking a leap, taking a risk. The number 6 or 9 could be really relevant. Now, I'm not trying to go there. I'm just trying to say that maybe that's a date, June the 9th, maybe August the 6th, August, September. Well, it could be important. September the 6th, 96, 69. I don't know. There's something about, what is it? The 15th, I guess, could be important as well. Maybe the 15th is important. That's hadn't happened yet. So if this is like September the 15th, perhaps. Don't ask me how I get all these numbers. I just add them all up in my head, okay? I used to be an accountant, and I don't know. They just make sense to me. So that might be important, because as I'm filming this, I'm not sure when I'm going to get this out, but that hasn't happened yet. September the 15th. Okay, I'm going to quit and leave y'all there. Okay? Okay, guys. So thanks for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness, of course. I hope this helps. Good luck with this. Interesting reading. And also, if you're interested, I am starting a membership where I'm going to start offering my extendeds there. But I'm also, right now, until I can get the energy to do that, I'm just putting a bunch of my archive videos and some other personal stuff on there. So anyway, if you're interested in that, the information for that's down below. And then, yeah, that's all I got. So thanks, guys, for being here, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, Paltu. So if you chose the koala, this is going to be your reading. This is also the number 46. Hold this up so y'all can see it a little better. So, with this card, what do you need to prepare for? Now, I have always heard that koalas are actually, even though they look super sweet, are actually really, can be really aggressive. Now, I'm not an animal expert, so don't quote me on that. If somebody does know that information, be my guest at putting that down below. But that is something that I've heard, so it's coming to mind because it's making me think about, well, what is it that you need to prepare for here, Paltu? Well, you may have to have some patience here. And I know that's definitely not what you want to hear, but there's something to do with, maybe there's something here that you really want to, it's just like really wanting to get to know somebody, but you need to have some patience when it comes to that. Like you don't want to rush into something. There's something here to do about rushing into something. This is also the number 10 here, number 46. And there's something to do with completing a cycle, or needing to complete a cycle in something, or needing to level or change or transform or something like that. Maybe even needing to find peace or balance or stability, and maybe even running out of patience here. Or I have this feeling, it's like feeling like it's like a feeling that I get frustrated with my children. That's what I'm feeling. Because I love them so much. But then I'm also like, sometimes, and that's what I'm feeling here with this. Like, it's okay, calm down. They mean well, or, whatever the situation. It's like when you've told somebody something a million times, and it's like, okay, I know I'm trying to have my patience here with this person. I've told them 100 times, but I'm going to tell them again. It's that kind of feeling. So that's interesting. Okay. What do you need to prepare for? Well, let's see if we can get some more information on that, what you need to prepare for. And then we're going to use we're going to actually use the Shadowscapes Tarot for you guys to see more in depth of what it is that you need to prepare for here. Paltu, what do they need to prepare for? Stand still. Okay. Fulfillment. Okay. Miracles. Bottom of the deck. You have one of my most favorite cards. Transformation. You may have to see a different perspective here in order for things to change with somebody or something. You may be changing the way that you're seeing someone. You could be changing the way that you're seeing a vision that you have, a fulfillment that you want, having to change the way you see something. And maybe you've been at a standstill here with this. This is just like my child, like I was talking about. Like, so frustrating. But then I also have to remind myself that, I am raising these children. The way they act, and not all of it, but then, I have to have patience with that. They're learning, they're learning something here. So it's almost like there's this transformation is taking place, but it could have, maybe it's been at a standstill because you've been needing to see something in a different way. And it has to do with learning the situation. I don't think there's definitely, there hasn't been hope that's been lost here. There's still hope here in something. maybe that's something you're needing to be aware of now. Maybe someone else as well. Like there's 2 rainbows here, so there's still hope here in something. But you may not be, like, it's not playing out exactly the way that you thought it would, maybe with this fulfillment here. The reason I say that is because the moon is there in the background. So this may have to do with emotions. It could be like emotionally this is not playing out the way that I imagined. Or it could be like, you know, you don't really know what is reality versus illusion here in something. Like, what is this fulfillment, you know? Or it's like this peach. If you look at it up close, it kind of has like some messed up spots here on the side. I mean, you could look at that and say, is this good for me? Or is this healthy for me? There's this like, and this could be like how you're seeing someone, you know, but there's still hope here with this. And I think that's really important. I think that's something that you need to know, you need to understand. Okay. I just had a message on my phone that I had silenced. So be careful to not, maybe this is someone that you're not speaking to, or maybe this is like, don't silence your opinion here in something. Maybe you've forgotten something to do with, don't allow for the silence. I said this saying the other day, and I guess it never hit me like it did until the other day, but there's danger in that, you know, in silence. Sometimes there's danger in silence. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes that's a good thing, but sometimes there's also danger in it. It's like anything else in the world. It's about balance. It could go either way, right? What is this about? What do you need to prepare for here? If there has been silence, there's definitely, look at that hangman energy. Yeah, there's definitely been some silence or some thinking or some needing to see something in a different point of view. You're going to see somebody in a different point of view or perspective here. Needing to see something differently. This is like putting something on a pause or a break so you can try to figure out what you need to learn out of this. Or the 8 of Cups, whether or not you should walk away from something. Maybe this has been crossing your mind, you know. Page of Wands. You're going to get a message. Okay. Your readings just got very interesting to me. Also, I can't explain why that is. The energy, I feel like I need to like get closer into your reading. And so it makes me feel like, especially this Page of Wands, you may have been at a standstill here with someone or something that you feel like you don't know if it's healthy for you or not. There's some kind of message here that comes in from someone that Chariot, it's very quick, comes in very quick. 10 of Swords here. There's also a message here of don't be too quick to end something. But someone could be also ending the silence here, or ending, I need some clarifiers. We have Cancer and Pisces, Hanged Man. The 8 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this has been like, you've been frustrated or you've been thinking about communication, or someone has been thinking about communicating. You may not know what you're going to get with this person. This is a person. There's somebody here. What do you need to prepare for? Someone's frustrated here. 8 of Cups. You've been frustrated. This could be somebody that you is a past lover. This is the Lovers here. So Gemini energy in reverse. This 8 of Cups. This could be someone from your past, someone that you felt you needed to walk away from, or you've been contemplating walking away from the situation. If this is something that's going to fulfill you here or not, or if they do or did, you know, this is like, there's a lack of peace here in a relationship because of somebody's inability to emotionally kind of walk away from something. Or having to do that. Like, I have to walk away from this relationship if it's not healthy for me. You know, something like that is here. Somebody thinking about this or expressing this. There's so much frustration here around communication too. Like, why can't we just see each other clearly? Why can't you understand me? Why can't you see my point of view or perspective? Page of Wands. The Five of Wands. There's this message here that comes in that at first it seems like a good thing. For some of you, this is competition, okay? For some of you, this is going to cause you some mental confusion. Okay. For some of you, this is going to cause you some sort of mental confusion. There may be some kind of deception that's going on here. I think it's on, I feel like it could be on your part. It could be on someone else's, but there's just like, this is going to bring in some sort of conflict that you're like, it's almost just like you're not ready for it, or you're just, but at the same time though, I do feel like you knew it was coming. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to, and it's fast. The World. This is something that's going to give you some closure and something very quickly. Why is the Ten of Swords here? The Hierophant. This is a lesson. So this is a lesson you've already learned. You don't need to repeat this lesson. Okay? And you know it. And they know it. And there is... This Five of Swords is like competition. It's like a disagreement, maybe in how to move forward. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, to start again. Or to have something here or not. You have the Chameleon here. So this could be someone that you're unsure of. Maybe they change their ways a lot, you know, or change their mind a lot. Or you can't have something solid with this person. This is like, I don't know, like, I'm going to send this message here that's going to be confusing, and it's going to be about an offer. And it's like, I don't know if I should take this offer or not. But you have the Chariot in the World there, which is with Temperance in reverse, which is telling me that you already have an understanding and knowing that this is going to cause a disruption, right, in your world, basically. Just even having this information, even having the opportunity, even having the communication. The Eight of Wands in the reverse. The Fool. There it is. Someone's taking a risk here. Or they're thinking about it. But they don't know if you've walked away from here or not. They're at a standstill. But this is something that I feel like you already understand. The situation here is no good. It's like it's not moving, or you feel like it will not move in the best of directions, and it may rock your world up here a little bit. Like, or this is a situation where you're saying, boy, if this doesn't go well, I'm going to have to get myself out of this situation. How do I get myself out of this situation? This is a lesson. Ten of Swords, Hierophant. King of Pentacles in reverse. For some of you, this is like a divorce, or yeah, the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles right next to each other with that Ten of Swords. This could be like a betrayal. Like, this could be betraying someone, or you could be betraying someone else's trust. Or this is a situation that you know that you cannot trust this person. They've betrayed you before, you know, something like that is there. I feel a little bit all over the place. I don't know if it's coming across that way in the reading. If it is, I'm sorry. 10 of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. That explains it. Some of you are trying to make a decision about a situation that is long term. Like you're committed to someone, or this is marriage. I am feeling like marriage energy here. Like you've already been, like, you're married to this person. Or for some of you, this is a long-term relationship. Maybe you've been unhappy here. Trying to get something to a better place. You still have passion here, or fire. You still want this, but you're like taking a step back, or you're trying to make a choice if you should take a step back in some way. And as you're making this choice, as you're deciding this, because you're very vulnerable in this situation, because maybe this person's unpredictable in some way, as you're deciding this, trying to see someone else's point of view or perspective, it's like a feeling of someone feels like they're risking more than the other, or something like that is there. Or wanting another chance, or starting all over. There's a choice that's being made, and as you're making this choice, trying to decide, trying to figure this out, at a standstill, this message comes in, and it's just confuses the hell out of you. And there may be some sort of disagreement about how you're going to move forward, or how this fulfillment is going to take place. And there may be some kind of ending of a cycle that takes place that you're not really completely happy about. Like it's something that comes to a close, but you're not happy with how it comes to a close exactly. Now, I don't know if that means, I mean, you do have a 10 of Swords here, but you have the 10 of Pentacles as overall. That's definitely that there is some stability that's here of some sort. But it's like maybe you're not being completely honest with yourself here. You're like just holding out for a miracle, you know? So it's like getting half of what you wanted. Like, okay, I was worried here. I wanted to have this conversation. This isn't exactly the way I wanted things to go, but I mean, I guess I feel like I have to make some kind of sacrifice here, because I already have all this time and energy, or this is family perhaps, or something like that with that 10 of Pentacles. I'm not happy with the direction that we're sitting in or making this decision, but this is like knowing that you're making a decision, but you don't fully trust it. I guess is how I can explain this. It's like, okay, you come to some sort of agreement or conclusion to move forward, and there's closure, but really there's not at the same time, because you're not happy with the outcome. Why aren't you happy with the outcome? I want to know, like, what... I want to know, what is it that you're feeling here with this? I know why. It's because you're trying to figure out what needs to change. And it's like, you still don't get that conclusion that you're looking for. It's like an illusion. It's like when you get in a disagreement with somebody and you feel like, okay, you've cleared the air, but not really, because you kind of feel like you more or less just kind of settled so that you didn't have to argue. You know, that kind of feeling? That's kind of what I'm feeling here with this. Like, so it still leaves you in a place of unknown. Like, you still don't know for sure. It's like the koala bear. It's like, man, you just want to touch all they just look so soft and squishy, right? But like I said, I've heard that they can be very aggressive. So it's that kind of feeling. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? There's something comes to a close. For some of you, this is an actual commitment that comes to a close. Or you're just not honest that that's what you want. You don't... Emperor. Yeah, you're not... This King of Pentacles is unsure of himself. This Emperor that's here knows that. Like, I'm going to stay committed here, but I still feel like this is going to end bad. You know, it's like that kind of a feeling. Or this is like somebody stepping up and saying, well, I can't trust the situation, and it needs to come to an end. How are you going to be feeling about this? How are you going to be feeling about this? How are you going to be feeling about this? For pile 2, how will they be feeling about this? Yeah, like Page of Cups in reverse. Like, you didn't get to say what you really wanted to say. You don't feel right, like, emotionally here still. 9 of Swords in the reverse. You feel like it's just, like, something that, like, you know is going to come back up eventually. I just heard say what you need to say. You have a Knight of Cups here. It's like saying approach the situation with your heart open, I guess. Make sure you say what you need to say. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. Make sure when this takes place, you don't back down from the fight here. This 5 of Wands with this Ace of Pentacles. What it is that you, like, you're understanding here, your point of view or your perspective, which is what? Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. The Magician. Whatever it is that you're wanting here, you make sure that you're clear about what that is. Like, okay, this is what I want to happen here. I want to be clear that you understand, like, this is what I want to happen here. Do you want the same thing that I'm wanting? You know, that could be a part of a conversation. Or do you understand me the way that I'm understanding you in this situation and what you need versus what I need? Or, you know, that's something that's here. What do you need here with the Magician in order to feel safe? You know, and is that the same for both of us here? Make sure that you're very open and honest about that. Because I feel like if you aren't, this is just a cycle that will repeat itself, and you just won't, you're just not going to be satisfied with how things go moving forward if you're not honest about how you feel. Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. This is an opportunity. You have an opportunity here, and if you don't take that opportunity to jump off the wheel when you need to, you're just going to repeat that cycle, you know, all over again. And the cycles do get worse and worse until we, you know, learn them. 9 of Swords in the reverse. Justice in the reverse. Yeah, don't. I heard a horrible saying. It's just in my head. I'm not going to repeat because I don't like the way it sounds. But I can give y'all a gist of it. Say what you need to say, or just get out of the situation. You know what I mean? Like, either do it or just get out of it. This is like this to me. Like this, don't put off this for later because it's only going to get worse. Don't just like stay in something here and not be completely honest about what you want. You can still come to a compromise here. There's still hope here. You see, there's still like this energy of you can change things. There can be this compromise if that's what you want, but you have to be honest about. If you're not honest about what you want exactly, then you're not going to know, and that's what you're wanting, is you're wanting to know if this is fulfillment here for you or not. 9 of Cups. Advice. Yeah, the 8 of Swords. You have to say what you need to say. Don't get yourself stuck, you know. 9 of Pentacles. The 7 of Wands. This is defending what you feel like you need. Make sure that that's a priority here. And you have a nine of, did I say 9 of Wands already? 9 of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So 4 of Pentacles here. And that Knight of Swords. This is like saying, you know, don't keep the peace just to keep the peace. Make sure that you're really being honest. Now, I'm not saying be a jerk, you know, or anything like that. I'm just saying, it's saying, say what you need to say when the situation comes up, and don't put it off just for the sake of not wanting to deal with it at the time, because the opportunity is in front of you for a reason. And make sure you're defending what you feel like is right for you, like what you need in this situation. Let me see if I can see if I can narrow this down here some more. Courthouse. That is going in and like saying, okay, like a courthouse, like you have your point of view, the other person has their point of view. Make sure that you're getting your point of view across here in this high honor. Make sure that you're getting your that they're honoring your opinion, or honoring your truth, or honoring what it is that you need. Courtship. This could be in a relationship. I'm feeling that, right? But you have change here with that transformation. Yeah, change. Things need to change here, I feel like. And they're saying, you know, maybe it's you that you're needing to put up some boundaries here with someone. Like say, kind of like enough is enough. You know, I need things that need to change here, or this is what's going to happen. You need to defend yourself here in this and what it is that you want. You got to speak up. Speak up, they say. Let's see what other advice we have. I'm going to get a postcard from Spirit as well, and then we'll get some initials as well. Okay. What advice do you have here for pile 2? What they need to prepare for? Strings, number 19. Yeah. See how there's this burning here? It's like something here is like, also here too, don't let somebody be your puppet master in this situation. Don't give your control away here. You know, this Emperor energy is here to show you, hey, you know, you have, I started the song. How old is that? Good Lord. You got the power. It's just popped in my head. Just like a dance remix or something like that, right? Anyway, don't let someone take your power away from you here. You have power here. You have power here in your voice and in your needs and what you want. And to make some changes happen here and put some boundaries in place. Like, hey, listen, you know, I love you, but I mean, that's just, I can't put up with that. You're going to have to like back off, you know, that kind of energy. Case in point is here, right? And then also there may be something to do with some strings that are attached, or something to do with, this is the number 19, which is the Sun in tarot. So maybe something to do with being clear about something is something that's here. There's something that's coming to mind too for me, and I'm trying to figure out how to express it. When you overgive yourself, like in the beginning of a relationship, when you don't have any boundaries, it can create a lot of problems later on, because other person will always be expecting such high standards or whatever out of you, because you haven't had any boundaries there to begin with. And then you can start to resent that other person in a way, and they may not even realize they're doing it, you know? So that's something that's there, obviously. Otherwise, why would I mention it? I don't know where I was going with that. Flirt is here. So yeah, remember to have fun. I know it's like after all this, like you want me to remember to have fun. Flirt with the idea of this number 17, which is the star in tarot, which is healing. You know, flirt with the idea of that in your head in order to maintain that sense of hope. Like, well, I mean, what if this is just a bump in the road? What if this is something that we can overcome? What if this doesn't have to be the end of it, you know, with that Ten of Swords. What if this isn't as big of a deal as what, you know, what if this is an easy fix? What if? Think of the good things when it comes to that, when it comes to those, that hope. This was something that you desired at some point, right? We forget that sometimes along the way when things get difficult. And guarded. Don't be so guarded here with your emotions. I think that's really important because that Knight of Cups that's there. Because I think it's important to show emotion here. It's definitely important to the other person. Soul connection, yeah. This is definitely a relationship. I'm going to say most everybody here. Confusion, yeah. Number 21. 21 is the World in Tarot, so it's there. You've been confused about that. Like, should I end this? Is this over? You know, that kind of energy's been there. Yep, that's there. Don't be so guarded here. I mean, if you really feel that way and you feel like this is over, or if things don't change, this is over, then definitely I would say open up your heart and express your true emotions of what you need to feel safe or what you need in order for things to work out, you know. Or I want to look at possible future energies. Let me see. Possible. Wait, different deck, because my ear started ringing when I looked over and saw this one, so I'm going to use it instead. Possible future energies. Possible future. Possible. What's possible here in this connection? What's possible? Advice-wise. Woo! Look at that. It's just landed right smack dab on the table. This is the Snake card, which is number 28, which is number 10 again. Your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. Just be careful. Yep. Don't try to deceive yourself out of what it is that you want here by not, like I said before, expressing what it is that you need, because you just don't want to deal with it at this time. Because the wheel's here on the board. So that means that there's an opportunity to straighten something out. So don't deceive yourself out of that opportunity to straighten something out. Whoa, these cards are flying. You have the Mountain here, number 22. It says, know that you are protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. So there is this energy here of, yeah, you can still guard your heart here with being expressive about what your needs are. It's not saying to just throw yourself out there, you know, in a certain kind of way and disregard the lesson, you know, maintain the lesson and the experience. Okay, we've learned this. Can this change? I'm going to tell you what I need to feel safe. You tell me what you need to feel safe. Is this something that we can give each other? Is it possible? Also, be careful in knowing that things take time to heal. You know, just because you run into certain challenges doesn't mean that it can't be it's never going to happen. You have to really be listening to your own intuition here when it comes to that. It also always depends on how healed you are or the other person is as well. Like, you have to really look at a situation and say, is this stemming from the two of us, or is this an issue that's outside of us that's causing this? Past energies can affect things a lot. You have Pathway that's here in reverse. Yeah, I think you really want to move forward here, honestly. I think you really want to hold and squeeze and grab and give that koala a big old hug. But things have to change here in order for that to happen. Okay, advice. Advice. I know this is a relationship. I feel it. Some of you, this could be family because of that Ten of Pentacles that I saw earlier. Some of you may be afraid of, you feel like you need to protect yourself and just throw in the towel here. So I would say be careful. There is this soul connection that's here, and there is still hope here. for those of you if that's what you want. But I know that you're confused. Just use this opportunity to make some changes take place. Don't put it off, especially when it comes to how you feel. Yeah, look at that. Soulmate here is here again. Yes, this person is your soulmate. Your connection is sacred. 2 more came out. It says, yes, they are the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. In third-party situation. Now, for some of you, this third party could be the interference as far as person, place, or thing. It doesn't have to be a person. Could be for some of you. But this is like third party could be this, what I was talking about here earlier. You know, maybe the 2 of you have different points of view about which path you should go down or what it is that you want. Or, I don't know, whether or not you should have kids or whether or not you should get married, you know, big things or anything. It could be, could have to do with a job, or maybe it's a past person or situation that's causing an influence here on this relationship in some way. Deepening. A relationship will finally deepen in the next few months. You've been waiting for this. So sometimes, you know, a relationship, I've been married twice, unfortunately. But I learned so very much in both of those relationships in so very different ways. And I can tell you there are challenges when it comes to being with someone and being vulnerable with someone. And it can make or break a relationship, whether or not you both are willing to put in the work. It can make or break the relationship. Definitely. I never feel like there's anyone really. I mean, you both have to equally be willing to put in the work to make it work. And sometimes for some of you that's 80, and somebody can only bring in 20, but you're still 100% sure that you want to be there. You know, and sometimes that's the other way around, but it's like where you're weak, I'm strong, where I'm strong, you're weak. You know, then you have to have that balance and know that you both still want to be there to make it work. Not let other people's opinions or things or situations or everything else kind of get in the way of that. I do feel like for most of you here, now I would never say stay in a bad situation. If you feel like there's something that's unhealthy here for you, definitely listen to your gut and your intuition there when it comes to that. If you've already thought about this, as I say that, a cloud just came over. So for some of you, that might be the case. And if that's the case, that snake in that mountain is saying that this may be a challenge that you can't overcome. If that's the case, listen to your intuition there, okay? But for most of you, I do feel like that this is just like it's just a challenge. It's the 5 of Wands. So this is training. This is about training. And if you can, it's like you're training each other how to meet each other's needs. And if you can overcome that, this can definitely deepen. You have live your dreams here. There's that rabbit. The rabbit's been following me in the readings. Okay, dearest you. Isn't it amazing how things seem to come around again, full circle in ways that we couldn't possibly have planned? You wonder how a dream could die, only to be resurrected years later when you're really ready. You thought it was time back then, but your wisdom knows better than your small self. Those desires are unmet. Now here you are, with a new opportunity to do things from a different and more mature perspective. So some of you have already had an experience, and now you're reliving it, but you're needing to have a new perspective, like we talked about on it. And the possibilities of it, right? We want you to trust that in this new opportunity for rebirth, you will be called in 2 directions. Here we go. And the one that is unfamiliar will be the right one. So that's what some of you need to know. The one that is unfamiliar will be the right one. In the unknown spaces, the uncharted places of infinite potential, we are waiting to guide you into your fullest life. Big bounty will come if you remain in the present. You have come full circle, and now you can see that everything changes, is made new, and is given new hope. Loving you always. These cards are are killing these readings today at the end of it. They just sum up the whole thing so perfectly. Okay, so let's get some initials here real quick. Not many. I heard FedEx in my head. Some of you may be expecting a package or expecting a message or expecting something. You have the Judgment symbol here for me, but this is also that Ace of Pentacles, that opportunity. You have the Frog, so taking a leap of faith, being vulnerable and doing so, right? Transformation. You have the little green dragon here, so expressing yourself is something that's important. Expressing those emotions, what you want. You have an F, a P, an N, and an X. I just heard, don't let something tie you up, and I don't know what that means. Don't let something tie you up. Or don't put something off. Don't let something tie you up. Like, don't let something that is not, maybe not be even relevant in the present, destroy something here. Interesting. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you here. Okay? So thanks so much for being here. If you don't mind hitting that like button, I really appreciate you. Also, I opened up a membership, and I'm going to start doing extendeds on there. I don't have the energy right now, but I will get there. Right now, it's just some personal stuff on there, and then also some videos from my archives on there. So if you're interested in that, it's all down below. Thanks again, guys. Sending you some love and light. Good luck, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 3. So if you chose the ant pile here with number 3, so there's so many synchronicities that I'm seeing here with just the number 3 itself. 33 could be relevant. You could be seeing that a lot. Ants, of course, immediately always remind me of having to work together to get something accomplished, you know, or something that is, it's almost like something that, I don't want to say, what am I trying to say? There's a phrase about something being in numbers, or there are, what is the phrase? I can't think of. There's power in numbers. That's what it is. I know somebody was screaming that to me. I could feel it. There's power in numbers. But you know, there's power in numbers, and that could be something here that is maybe hurting you in some kind of way. You feel like maybe that you're kind of against the world, because this ant is you know, a lonely ant. It is an ant by itself. You know, you do have that, the queen, you know, as well. And there's power in numbers. There may be something to do with having people on your side, or feeling like you're having to go against the grain in some kind of way. I do feel like this has more to do with focusing on your work, perhaps, or people around you. You may be in a position to where you are leading others, or you're going to be stepping up into that position, or this is an opportunity for you to show how you can lead in a particular way to help inspire and enlighten others. Something like that is there. There is like this idea of also this feeling like luck is on your side, but also feeling as if you're in unknown territory in some kind of way. And for some of you, this might have to do with something that you're committed to. You're committing to something. This may have also be some sort of conflict around commitment, and you know, feeling like maybe that something about having others commit to you in some kind of way. So let's get I'm anxious to see what other cards come out here, because I am feeling a split, but I feel a split, but it doesn't mean that it's like there's one part of the collective that's this way and one part that's this way. I feel more you're coming from one to another. So I think that you're splitting the way that you're seeing something. I think you're shifting your perspective here. And from what you were feeling to what you're feeling now. And they're two very different ways of thinking, ways of seeing something. So how interesting. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out with, we're going to start with the Sacred Destiny Oracles. I'm going to get a few of these just to get an overall perspective of what you need to prepare for here. I'm not sure if I even said that. I think I might have just started channeling your message with that ant, what you need to prepare for. What you need to prepare for. Pile 3. 3 is also like mind, body, and soul. Also want to say the Holy Trinity. You know, what do you need to prepare for? It's like getting yourself together or pulling yourself together or understanding something when it comes to yourself in a perspective way that's going to help you mind, body, and soul. Okay. Focus. Focus. What do you need to prepare for? Pile 3. Fulfillment. There's another pile that got that in the same spot, by the way. You also have community. So there's something to do with a community or people being around or friendships. And you notice how the ant is also, it's just like the butterfly in the forest, right? And in a darkness or unknown place. There's something that's coming to mind. Unknown places or uncharted spaces. What does that mean? Unknown places and uncharted spaces. Is there a poem or a song or something that's written that starts like that? Maybe it's a card. That might be a card that comes up later. So let's just throw that out there. I'm going to just say what I've here. These two cards are very close in nature. And these are like what I was talking about when it comes to your perspective shift that I think that you're going to be, you need to be prepared for. You're going into, or you may feel this already for some of you. There's something to do with some things changing. It could be your community, people around you, changing the way that you're seeing. Maybe you're focused on what it is that you're focused on. And it has to do with fulfillment. You're starting to realize, like, are the things around you really the things that fulfill you? Are the things that you've experienced really the things that fulfill you? Were you really fulfilled there anyways? You know, if you, sometimes when I don't know why I want to go down this route, but I'm going to go with it. Sometimes when we lose things in life, and it's funny, we try to hold on to them so tightly. And now I'm sitting, like, there's this image that I've seen before of someone that's trying to hold on tightly to a rope, and it's hurting their hand, you know, and causing their hand to have blisters. And it's like if you would release it, then it wouldn't hurt anymore, you know. And there's this feeling or idea of something to do with that. Like maybe you're trying to hold on to something that it was time to let go of that. And you're shifting your perspective of focusing on what's important now in the way of being able to focus on that. Like, you're not even looking at the mountain. You're looking at the ant. Right? This, I hope this is like a snow leopard. Right? And you're focused on now more of what is important more to you, and that has been what shifted. What's important to you is what is shifted. And that could be your community. It could be people around you, the people that are around you and what they mean to you. You know, I think it's really important to have people around us in our life that have meaning behind their own life. You have to pay attention to how other people are inspired to live. Because if you're around someone that is in an energy where they don't have this desire, or they don't have the will power to, what am I trying to say? to want to be inspired, to want to be adventurous, want to go, want to do, want to be better. You know, maybe some of you may have been realizing you haven't been really surrounding yourself with people like that, and you are stepping into a place to where you're starting to do that. And this could be different for everybody how you're seeing this. It could be maybe you're in a place to where you've surrounded yourself with people that are more superficial, and you're realizing that that's not, you know, a part of you that hasn't been good for you. And it's like it was hard to release this or let go of this, or it was hard for you to let go of this idea of what you wanted so bad. But now you're realizing that actually it's not that hard to let go of the rope. You know, the reason it's so painful is because you're trying to hold on to something or trying to make something fit that doesn't. Okay, this is what you need to prepare for. And look at that. You have inner peace. See, I think that's great. Also, these fish may be really important for somebody. They're called, they're Japanese fish, if I'm not mistaken. And they're fish, is that right? I have no idea. Somebody please tell me with that. Please help me out here. Inner peace. This is what's shifting for you. You're making peace here with something. Something is helping you or allowing you to make peace with something. And it's a good thing. And you may be in a place where you're not realizing it or seeing it now. You may be in this cold place here. You may be in this cold place here, and that's funny because I just got a drink of my hot coffee. Talking about being in a cold place. I don't know, I want to say wherever this is, like whatever was, it's like you're comfortable with it. This is that inner peace that you feel. You're comfortable with how things are now, or have to be. Or you're releasing this idea of needing to understand why, or you're holding on to something. You're releasing it. It's allowing you to walk into this inner peace and this community with fulfillment. And I think this has been a big question for you, this fulfillment here in the middle of your spread. I think it's been a big question for you as far as what that even was. You may have not even been asking yourself this. Some of you may have been just so into the same familiarity and comfortable there that you haven't even been asking yourself until this, whatever's transpired, which I do feel like some of you may have went through some sort of tower moment here. You're realizing, you know what, that wasn't even what I really wanted to begin with. Like, I really wasn't even fulfilled there. Why was I holding on for so long? What the hell is wrong with me? You know, like, I feel like, you ever have those thoughts? You ever have those realizations? And it's just like a slap in the face, you know? It's like you see it plain as day. How could you not see it before? But nobody else can teach us that, you know? Nobody else can. It's those things in life that we have to actually see for ourselves. Like, we have to see it. Let me give you an example. First ex-husband, he's still, I mean, that just says everything. I don't even need to say it. You get what I'm saying without saying it. Still the same person, pretty much. And he's still doing things the same way. When I was with him years and years ago, right? It's almost like I knew he was that way, but I couldn't see it. And I don't know. I had to go through very significant pain and like that holding on to that rope, you know. And then when I finally let go, when I finally released it, when I finally released that idea of something not even turning out the way that I wanted it to or planned on it to, I realized how much more peaceful I was, you know. It's just that kind of feeling. And even though I had other people telling me this, perhaps, you know, I had other people saying things, I wouldn't have listened. You know, I needed to go through that hard lesson. I needed to learn that lesson in that particular way. And it had to happen in that way, because if it didn't, I don't know that I ever would have let go of that rope. You know, it's funny, sometimes things in life have to get to a point to where you don't even have a choice. in order for you to let go of things. It's so crazy. In order for you to realize, it's like divine intervention. So we're going to use the, I think this is called the Woman's Tarot. It's new. I told y'all will see it a lot, but you can't see the back of the cards because I'll get in trouble for that. So I'm going to shuffle them off camera, unfortunately. Okay. Seven of Swords right off the bat. Some of you may have been deceiving yourselves or been deceived by someone. Guys, look at the synchronicities in this card. There's literally a forest here. Like this card here. Some of you, this could have been community. A community. People around you, like we talked about, okay? You have the butterflies that are here coming out of the woods, just like her. She's walking away with her 5 swords, which is... Some of you may feel like you've had to walk away from mental conflict about something here, or an actual conflict. You had to walk away, made a choice, or you have to make this choice, or you made a difficult choice. She's walking away with these 5 swords, looking back, thinking about how you've grown out of a situation. You grew out of a situation long ago. You've just been holding on to it because of some sort of conflict. And it was a tough decision to make. Maybe you're afraid of leaving others behind or not being there for someone. There's definitely some shadow work that's gone on here with you. And this is most definitely has not been an easy lesson. This has been a very difficult lesson. You have a Page of Swords in the reverse. Someone wasn't honest with you here. 4 of Swords in reverse. I think this was you guys. You guys, I think this may have been mostly you not being honest with yourself here about something, and you kind of kept yourself stuck. See, these butterflies are here again. It's almost like you kind of kept yourself stuck. This is where your focus comes in, right? Oop, that wanted a 5 of Pentacles. But you're in a place of... And there goes my Marley. That's my girl, Golden Doodle. She's took off running. Something startled her. As I say that, she actually jumped off the steps that go into my hot tub. And she likes to climb up there and look around. She can see over the fence. And she jumped off all the stairs. And she's sitting on some stairs here. Just a cool saint, guys. I think there may be some kind of meaning behind that, though. It's funny how she just jumped off there. It was so easy. She skipped through some steps. This is about feeling lack. I think that you may have struggled here because you were afraid of going through this. You were afraid of going through the feeling of lack or loss, or like I said, making someone else feel that way. And something... No, but thank you. Just put it on the counter, okay? Or you can leave it right here on the floor. Okay, just make sure the front door's shut. Thank you. So sorry. So sorry. I was onto something before you came in here. It'll come back to me if it's important, okay? The Magician here in reverse. Gemini and Virgo energy. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of the cards out because I need to get back into... I want to know... I want to remember what I was going to say here with this. 7 of Swords. You have a Knight of Cups in the reverse. Some of you, this is somebody that you thought cared. Like you thought this person cared about you, thought they loved you, or you thought this was love, or you thought, you know, that this is walking away too, by the way, walking away from something that's difficult because of deception, because of the conflict, because of someone not being honest, or because of not seeing something for what it is, you know, deceiving yourself. You thought something was what you wanted, and you weren't focused in on the right things. Page of Pentacles with the Page of Swords in reverse. So someone here, let's keep going real quick. I want to see something else first. Justice in reverse. You're still upset. There's still sadness here, but you're getting over this. Something here, that's what I was going to say here. Okay, got it. I got it. Something here is making you want to throw in the towel. Like I said with her jumping the steps, my dog, it's like something here is helping you to want to release something, to release this lack, feeling like you lost out on something. That's what's shifting. That's what you need to prepare for. That's why they're bringing you this message. It's because they're saying like, hey, listen, we understand that this right here is you know, a really not so great feeling to have to sit in. But there's something coming that's going to help you to realize that you're not really losing what you thought you were. And it's going to help you to jump those steps of being in that sad place, or that feeling like you've lost something that you were afraid of being in. It's like being afraid of letting go because you're afraid to experience this sadness. Or give that to someone else. And you're going to figure out that's not the case. There's something here to do with information here as well. Somebody giving you some information or getting information here that is upsetting, to say the least. This is part of the conflict. This is Libra energy here. That Four of Swords in the reverse with Justice is overthinking the unjust or the fairness. It's like you sat in this place for too long thinking about, okay, what's fair here, wanting to be fair. And maybe you may be realizing that the other person was not fair with you at all, you know, or the other people or a situation was not fair for you at all. It wasn't right for you. Just like Justice in reverse. You should have been overthinking it because you've been afraid of that loss. But this information that you're getting here is this part of the lesson, which is the Page of Swords in reverse. I just heard unsure or unreliable. So you may be wondering if this information is unsure or unreliable. Can you give me a card for that? Queen of Swords in the reverse. Oh, that's like someone being very... Oh, that's not a great quality. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Give me a card for that. Libra energy. I already mentioned that once. Okay. Six of Wands wanted to come out. Oh, somebody's wanting... Oh, I don't like it. High Priestess energy, Pisces energy here too. I don't like this. There's I don't like this energy here. This is like when someone goes to others, like they keep everything to themselves, but they only give people what they want to see. They only let you see what you want, what they want you to see. You don't get to see the real them here. And there may be some kind of secret. There may be some sort of, it's either two things here, guys, okay? I don't like this energy at all. I want to pull a card for it just so I can kind of more so explain like the feeling that I'm feeling here with this, but I know what card. This is like information that could be expressed, or you're recognizing someone's like not so great nature, not so great behavior. And there could have to do something with a secret, or not being honest, or keeping something to themselves, where there was deception around this, or they're just telling others what they want to hear. And see how all on the Six of Wands is about getting praise from others, getting recognition from others, for this Queen of Swords being in reverse. So someone did something for the wrong reasons, or is doing something for the wrong reasons. And it's making you see this person in a different type of way, where you feel maybe you misjudged them, or you're misjudged. You're just seeing, you could be seeing someone for their true colors, or something like that. You're like given this information, and this is what helps you basically justify releasing what you once thought was this fulfillment in some way. Give me a card for this so you can help me better describe this High Priestess. Thank you. Wishes granted. Wishes coming true. Magical energy surrounding you. Your thoughts are manifesting. This is something that you already kind of felt this way. And this is also someone that's trying to, I feel like wishes granted. It's like someone's trying to get others to see something in the way that they're seeing something. You have key to closed door and a big heart here. Wishes coming true. There's some jealousy here as well for some of you. Someone being jealous because of can be trusted with your heart. This is someone that you did trust at some point to be a certain kind of way. This, what's crazy here is, I don't know who this is to you guys. This could be whoever this person is, or this information, or whatever that you're getting here. It's unlocking your understanding of what love is to you, what genuine caring is to you, what nurturing is to you, who you can trust. It's unlocking this awareness of what that is. And that's really the lesson here that you're learning in this whole situation. Like, you're learning about what real, honest, genuine love is, or what trust means to you. Like, people ask, like, how do you trust somebody? Well, it's through experiences in life. You realize through experiences in life how to trust. And really, it's ultimately up to you and your own intuition and your own awareness, right? And this is part of the lesson here in this, that you may or may not be seeing yet. Sacrifices at the bottom. You may have felt like you sacrificed, like the hand holding onto the rope. Like, it's taken a lot out of you here, a difficult decision. You had to make a difficult decision here to close this chapter, or to walk away, or to... You have to do this. It breaks your heart in a way too, because there is love here, or was at some point. But you must give up something here, aligning your priorities. It's like you know you have to do what you have to do for yourself, no matter what, even if it's upsetting others in some kind of way. And for some of you, that's not the case. But so I haven't even talked to you here about this, because this is the newer energy that we see. And it's the Magician here with that Two of Wands. That Two of Wands is a new beginning. You're moving towards releasing something, letting go of something that's been very difficult. And you're trying to figure out what it is that you want here moving forward now. Your idea of what this is changing, because you're finding this inner peace. And I'm sorry if y'all can hear my son in the background. They don't have school today. They have a 4-day week kind of thing, or 4-day, week off and on schedule. And today they do not have school. So, goodness. He's playing his VR. Apparently he's playing something scary. The Moon. So you're walking into kind of unknown territory. You're walking into a place where you feel as if, okay, what I thought I wanted once before, or what I thought I could trust once before is not what I thought it was. So moving forward, you know it's going to be a little bit more difficult to begin with, that new beginning, and whatever choice that you make, because it's an unknown space. There's a very emotional new beginning that's here as well. You want to manifest something off of reality, not off of false pretenses. And I think this is like a big lesson overall in this for you. This is the understanding that you've come to here. This is Pisces and Cancer energy with the moon. I want to know, do I though? Do I though? I don't know. I feel like this is something that you're ready to walk away or leave behind. So let's see what's going to happen here in the future of this, with this Two of Wands being here. Oh, look what popped out. Temperance, Sagittarius energy. That's awesome. That's inner peace. That is facing reality and making peace with how things are. The Hanged One. There's that different new perspective that I've been telling you about. She looks like she's having fun. In the Fool in reverse. So walking into a new beginning now, not being a fool here, and or not feeling naive, or not feeling like not being being cautious here, being aware. This is the lesson. This is the future here. These are all major arcana. So this is definitely a new beginning that we see. We have a lot of major arcana, right? Here. Sagittarius, Pisces, Aries, Aquarius, Libra, Cancer, Virgo, Gemini. There's a lot of realizations that you're coming to through this experience. It's with Temperance. Five of Cups. Wow. Yeah, look at that. Wow. That's a pretty card. I don't know why a thunderstorm on the beach could be relevant here for somebody. I just heard those times are gone. I don't know what that means. Thunderstorms on the beach. Anyway, that Five of Cups here is what you're making peace with. Whatever you were sad about at some point, whatever you've been upset about, whatever this is, you've been depressed about this, you've been upset, you've been sad, you've been, regretting, you've been wondering if you've made a mistake, you've been thinking about this. This is something that he's been reminiscing about, making you sad. This is like listening to sad songs and just crying, and having sleepless nights and all these other things. This is what you're making peace with. This is what's helping you make peace with that, with the Hanged Man. I feel like there's somebody else's energy here too, like what's the other energy that I'm feeling here? Can I pull a card for that? No? Can you just give me one of these? What is the other energy I'm feeling over here? This community? There's something here. Five of Swords in reverse. I don't know if you're struggling, or if you're walking into something wondering if you're going to get hurt, or if you can trust someone or the situation. With that Five of Swords in reverse, I do feel like that you can. There's something to do with making amends, or being afraid of getting hurt again, or someone turning their back on you. Like there's something to do with like going through some sort of pain, where there's maybe a person or a friend or something here that's like helping you, or helping you transform here. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Some of you may have been like holding on to reconciliation, or holding on to making amends in the future in some way. And there may be someone around you that's helping you to understand, like making peace with that. Some of you may have been trying really hard, or just really beating yourself up here. Like maybe you should have done things differently, or tried harder, or something like that. And there's someone here that's helping you to understand that sometimes things just do not fated or meant to be or work out or there forever. Or again, there's someone here that could be around you or others that's just helping you to see or understand that there was something here that you once thought you needed and you didn't, or you don't. Anyway, Six of Swords in reverse of that Hanged Man. You're seeing walking away from something or transitioning or shifting. You're seeing a different perspective to something. Something of the past. That Six of Swords in reverse can be like needing to let go of something of the past. And this is what you've been kind of seeing, realizing, understanding. This is what the shift is. This is whatever information this is or what has happened here, transpired, is helping you to move on, right? Helping you to... The Fool in reverse. The Ace of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you're definitely walking into the unknown. I do feel like it's time to have a... Like you want to be smart here, right? It's going to take you some time to... Give yourself a break here as far as what you need to prepare for. I mean, I feel like there's this energy of you needing to give yourself a break here. Because this is going to be, yeah, Nine of Swords in reverse. Don't beat yourself up about feeling like you stayed in something for too long, or you, like, this is a feeling, guys. What I'm feeling of is like, why was I so naive? Or why was I so, like, why did I not see what was right in front of me? Be careful about repeating this or going back into this place, because it may make you, like, put your walls up so much so that you don't allow for others to show you a different way. You know? And the Queen of Wands, apparently, I needed to show her. Apparently, I needed to show her. The Queen of Wands, Sagittarius energy for me. Fire sign. She is, above all the queens, the most confident. This is someone that is, and this may be someone else, but this could be you. Nine of Cups in reverse. Yeah, okay. Be confident in knowing that sometimes what we really think that we need for ourselves is really not what we need at all. We just can't see that. And see this as a lesson. Don't allow it to keep you from being able to enjoy your future. Don't let this experience make you have barriers around you. Allow it to still have that picket white fence around you that's just something you can see over, but is somewhat protective, but there's still a gate. You still allow people in. This confidence here comes from with this lesson that you've experienced in knowing this. This has nothing to do with you being naive or lost in any kind of way. This was a lesson. This is something that's brought you inner peace. You have a knowledge through this experience that some others do not have. You see, you've experienced this and you're more aware because of it. You know yourself more here. You're more capable of trusting others than some other people that haven't had to go through this type of experience. Your awareness is higher here when it comes to yourself. So you're more capable of opening up, of being a Queen of Wands, and getting through these anxieties and through these fears and through the unknowns. You can be the Fool and take a leap and be cautious. but still have faith. Still get the things that you want. Don't block yourself off from that, right? You have a Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck in reverse. There's most definitely there's someone here, I feel like, for most of you, or maybe even more than one person. Look at that, the Devil's right underneath that, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is an opportunity to see something for what it really is. This is an opportunity to see something or someone for what either the situation really was or they really are. You're seeing the Devil for what it is. And this could be an attachment that you had here to someone that you're realizing that was an unhealthy attachment, or that the situation was just unhealthy for you. But this Devil's in reverse because it's a sad energy, but you also know that this is something that needs to be let go of. And this could be some memories that you are wish or hopeful thinking, some kind of illusion, some kind of a fantasy that it wasn't the reality of the way things were, the reality of the way things are, and you're seeing it for what it is. It's helping you to move forward. And again, remember, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to see things for what they really are. And there's definitely a person, I feel like, here for some of you with that Six of Cups in reverse is a soulmate energy. On that note, let's get some Kipper cards. I'm going to have to pause, guys. I'm so sorry. I hate to do it. I'm going to have to pause, though. Just 1 second. So sorry, guys. I had a delivery at my door. I had to go get it. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have wealthy man here. Apparently. That's number 13. Death and Tarot. This is like something that's going to change you. You're going to understand. Yeah, this is like recognizing that you are, like you've been blessed here and in this experience and you didn't even realize it to its fullest. Thief. Yeah. Thoughts. This situation has been taking away from you. Thinking about this situation or whatever this is, it's been taking away from you this fulfillment that you could have. And you're this is the part of the realization. This is where you're finding a sense of security and making a overall judgment call. Wow. Yeah. I have to use a different deck. Let's get some advice here on this. Let's see. What advice do you have for pile 2 when it comes... 3, I'm sorry. 2 could be relevant, though. Maybe you're drawn to pile 2. What advice do you have? Remember what I said about the picket fence or the fence, but make sure you have a gate. And look at that. And marriage cards underneath that, which is actually the number 3. This could have been somebody that you thought this could have been someone that you were committed to in some way. And being in reverse, you know, it doesn't have to be a person, though. Now, this card may make you cry. I can already tell. And the bottom of the deck, I feel like, is also very important because it's, look at that. See you see a part of you is creating this, the storm. Something to do with you creating the storm to begin with, or maybe you've been feeling guilty about that, or I don't know, there's just some sort of like you feel better about the situation that's here. But it says untie karmic knots. Number 45. The situation is linked into a karmic energy and the reason of the challenges. It's time to work off the karmic debt. So this has been a karmic experience. The wheel here being in reverse can show me that with that Five of Swords. That was, you know, obviously a tower moment or a hard lesson, an experience that you had to go through. So here we go. Choose love, number 8. Strong reactions cause more harm than good. If speaking up feels like the right thing to do, then make sure it's done with love. Anything that you say to someone here, and I don't know why this isn't actually, this is an emoji symbol here, so I don't know if that's, I just saw 333 on the timer. That's pretty cool. We talked about that at the beginning. This is an emoji here, and she has her back turned, so it's almost like she's the, you know, the angel here. So it's like, take the right action here, or choose love. Do what you feel like is, you can be, react in a way that you're proud of, is what it's saying. And that's, I think, what I was feeling in the beginning about leading others. You know, set that example or lead by example in some way. I don't know what that means to somebody. It could have to do with children, though, watching you, or others in some sense. But take the action here to, if you do have to say something here, if you do have to speak up, do it with love. Make sure that it's done with love. Always, always remember, a graceful exit is the best exit. Because when you wake up tomorrow, you won't have anything that you are feeling guilty for. And a person like you is someone that, despite what others do or have done, you will still have a feeling of feeling guilt. Because, yeah, even though if you feel like you have the right to say something or do something or act a certain way or this or that, it's about the choice. It's about choosing not to. Choosing love. Despite what other people have done. It doesn't have to do with them. It has to do with the way it's going to make you feel. And a graceful exit is something you will never, you won't regret. Ever. And it's also something that is extremely difficult at times. Okay, now, just for fun, let's get one of these. Because I feel like this reading's been a little harder, right? But I also feel like that you have some really great things on the other side of this that you're going to be seeing here in the very near future if you haven't already. Okay, so what advice for pile 3? 3 cards just came out. I mean, come on. The 3s, guys. You're going to start seeing 333, I bet. I bet you anything. You have courage here. Look at that. Even though he's like an ant. Like you're an ant, but see how big he looks in the forest there? No one is fearless. No one. But even though I'm not fearless, I am... But even though I'm not fearless, I am courageous. When fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to fear and kick it in the nuts, and then quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away. I thought these would be fun. No need to do says do this, do that. I mean, this is what I think kind of energy you've been in. I'm exactly where I need to be. Exactly when I need to be. There's nothing more that I need to do. I mean, yes, there's always going to be laundry and taxes, but in terms of my life path, I don't need to do anything because I'm already here. I take a deep breath, relax, and trust, and then I do some laundry. Okay, and then you have gratitude. Of course, they would end with this card. Today I am grateful for all the little things. Even when the big things suck, there are always plenty of little things that I can be at least a little grateful for. Like a hot shower and music, and the fact that humans invented an internet, and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to, using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I think them to do at any given moment, right? Maybe some of you need to have like a therapy session, take a nice hot shower and listen to some music. Maybe important. It's a good way to cleanse, you know. You say that, you know, I'm cleansing my energy, anything toxic, or renewing myself with this water, you know. I do that sometimes mentally because it just helps me to feel like I've cleansed myself. And it's healing. Okay. Postcard from Spirit, guys. We'll get some initials to close, okay? One overall card for pile 3, please. No, 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 no. Okay, well, I'll take that one because it landed on the table. And there's a swan on the back of that card. So recognizing your own value, worth, and beauty is important. With love. Dearest you, do you know how much that we love you and want to help you? We're here for you, and we hear you ask for guidance, but you must let go and let us help you. You don't have to do it all. You've done your part. Now let us do ours. You would be awestruck if you knew how many things that we were pulled through the matrix to give you what you need and desire. Spirit has a plan, and when you sign up to be a co-creator, you need to remember to allow the partnership. Yeah, it's just like that ant, right? It's not one-sided. Your desires and plans meet up with those of Spirit. Remember, those Spirit's timetables and ideas of how things will play out may be a little different from yours. Trust us. Spirit's ideas are amazing. Now let go and let us do the magic. Pay attention to the other areas of your life, and before you know it, a miracle will have taken place. We love you so much. That's this right here. This Fool with this Ace of Swords in reverse. It's walking into the unknown and recognizing and having courage and strength in the lesson that you've experienced and learned, and now what you feel like you can trust. And if you can't trust what the future holds or what the experience is in the future, it's the same thing, right? Then trust in knowing that whatever's coming your way is something that is definitely meant for you, and it's going to be amazing. Trust in that, right? There's something else here. This mentions letting go and letting us do the magic, and it's like you have to be able to let go sometimes, like that rope, right, that I talked about, and allow for a little bit of magic to take place. You don't always have to hold on to things so tightly. Sometimes we have to allow for things to happen, and in order for us to see a different point of view or perspective. It's like holding on to something and saying, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. But you're not willing to... You want to see a better way, but you're not willing to see it when it's in front of you. Okay, we have a big C there. So I just said that about seeing something. That could be important to somebody. It always reminds me of closure. So something giving, like closing a chapter or giving you closure. We have a T. We have a U. We have an I. A P. An E. Oh, pie's right here. Maybe you felt like you got pie in the face, you know? Or you feel that way. Maybe somebody's making you feel that way. Put. Cute. I just heard putting tape on it. So some of you may have felt like you put tape on a... You were putting tape on a situation or trying to fix something that wasn't worth fixing. My dog is going to get her butt stuck in this jacuzzi, and I'm going to have to get her out of it. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Maybe you felt like you were going to get stuck in something. Now my other dog, my other golden doodle, doesn't know where she is, but he knows that she's disappeared. I'm going to have to go check on her, guys. You also have this string here as well, so you could be feeling like you have some strings attached here. The X marks the spot there. Ties right here, you know. Maybe you've had to uncut is right there. Cut the tie. Untie karmic knots. Wow, that's crazy, huh? And look at that. You have the thread. I'm going to leave it there. And go check on my dog. So thanks so much, guys, for being here. Thanks for all your love and support. I hope this helps. Good luck with this. If you don't mind hitting that like button, that really helps me out. If you're interested in my memberships, I'm going to start doing extended readings over there when I get the energy. And also a bunch of videos are in there from my archives and some other just fun little personal stuff I put on there. But if you're interested in that, all the information is down below. And thanks so much. Sending you much love and light. And I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, Pile 4. So if you chose number 14, which is actually Temperance in Tarot. And this is the chimpanzee. So guys, I'm going to be honest with you. If y'all didn't go see my community page, it's been a while. I've been working on this reading for a while. I'm going to make a post about this. I thought I was doing good as far as my recovery goes, and turns out my kids needed me and to be there for some things. I overworked myself, and I ended up having a setback. So I'm here now. This reading it's been a little while since I've posted, or I did the last couple of readings, but there's usually always a reason for that outside of myself and what's going on. And the number 14 with Temperance here, it does talk about Sagittarius energy. It talks about, Sagittarius is fire energy, and fire energy, fires can be hard to control. So there may have been something here that you've been needing to have patience with, just like I needed to have patience with myself in that time of recovery, and I wasn't exactly doing that for myself, or I was having a difficult time. There were other things that obviously with, me being a single mom and my kids being there, that I only have so much help with. So there are things out of your control, which is also something that's frustrating. But Temperance is also about, maintaining a certain sense of balance and peace, and controlling that fire, controlling that maybe desire or drive or, frustration or, wanting things to be a particular way. It can also be a sense of control, needing to control that. Maybe needing to control your anger even. Now, this is about peace. Temperance is a card of making peace with a situation. And so you may find yourself, if not yet, soon possibly making peace with the situation for how things are or how they are at this time. Now, the chimpanzee. See how in this picture you look at this chimpanzee and you can just tell by the look on its face, it's not in a playful energy. It's not in a angry energy or anything like that. It just looks like it's just there, and I think that, and we do have situations in our life where we just feel like, okay, we're just here. This is where we are, and this is just where we have to be, and we just have to make the best of it. I do feel like that there's something here that's going on with you when it comes to that, and when it comes to learning something about yourself. Either you're already there, you're going there, or you've been there. For some of you, the timeline may be a little different here when it comes to this. I do feel like that there's something to do with you going through some sort of change, or change maybe even about yourself, or change about a situation. Like there's some sort of significant shift that's taking place that may be outside of your hands. And it's like there's a part of you that really wants to maybe even be a little bit more youthful about a situation, or try to be like a little bit naive or more open-minded about a situation. You're needing to listen to something. That's something that you need to prepare for here. There's something here that you're needing to listen to. Either someone, something, or it's like understand. You're needing to understand something here. Have patience and understanding is something that's coming across when it comes to this change or this significant shift here that you're going through. Which has been, I feel like, if I remember right, part of this whole overall message in these piles. These are the Sacred Destiny Oracles. We're going to use them to get some more information about what you need to prepare for. And then we are going to jump into the tarot. came right out. Look at that, taking risk. So for some of you, maybe this has to do with feeling being in your comfort zone, needing to take risks, needing to take a risk here. What do you need to prepare for? Blessings. See, the two birds that we have may be relevant. And enlightenment. This enlightenment is attached to this understanding that I was talking about earlier. And it's a sail ship with just like the Six of Swords. It's just like moving into calmer waters, moving into a calmer place. Having that understanding. You see the galaxies here to me represent a higher knowing. Like just overall, like being enlightened by a new perspective or a new understanding or a new knowing or something that's greater than yourself. Like you can't explain it. You just feel like you just need to make peace with this, or you just feel like you need to understand this situation. Or maybe for some of you don't. Maybe for some of you you've been feeling like this need to understand a situation here, and the taking risk on it is that you don't need to understand. Like you don't need to understand every single detail to something. Like you have this higher view of, in order to maintain a sense of peace, in order to be getting into a calmer place, you know what? I don't need to understand so much what the blessing is here in this. What the lesson was, what the understanding was. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I know that, and every time I go through something where I feel like I took a big risk on a situation, or I am going to, it's like I have to go through and understand, okay, is this going to be good for me? Is this going to be a blessing? When I go through situations that didn't work out, I sit there and think about so much about, okay, what was the lesson here in this? Because what does that do? It gives you a sense of comfort. It gives you a sense of understanding, that bigger perspective, comfort in knowing that whatever's taking place, that either it's something that's going to be good for you, or it's something that was an overall bigger lesson that you needed to learn. So in order to what? Find peace, like temperance. These birds too, birds also represent always peace to me to begin with. There's some kind of peace in being able to fly away, right? And this may be something that's here you've been holding on to, some kind of peace in being able to maybe fly away from a situation, or you've been trying to maintain some sense of stability when it comes to your mindset, and this is like keeping you from taking risk or keeping you from having those blessings. Like what if I just stay holding on here to this branch? Yes, this is a beautiful space to be, right? I mean, look at it. Kind of looks like Hawaii. I went to Hawaii recently, and I got to go to the botanical gardens in Kona, and it was amazing. I mean, amazing. The girl that was with us, I met her for the first like 5 minutes, and she could tell like throughout being around her, she's like, within the first 5 minutes, I knew you like orchids, which I don't think these are orchids, but these look similar to what she made. And she said, I wanted some time just to hang out with her for a little bit, do the girl kind of thing. And she said, I want to take you to the botanical gardens. And I was like, that would be so awesome. And she's like, I know, I could tell you like flowers when you got here, because you're pointing all of them out. Because if you've ever been or have seen pictures from there, they're so colorful. They're so pretty, right? There's something to do with this feeling of feeling at peace where you are, and feeling comfortable, and feeling secure, and feeling stable, and feeling like, okay, I'm good here, you know. But you feel, and you know, maybe for some of you, this is like a period here in your life, or a time where, yes, you do get to that place every now and then, thank goodness, in time in life where we just feel at peace with something, you know. And I think this has part to do with where you are, but in some way, shape, or form, being at peace with where you are could be keeping you more stuck in your comfort zone here, and having this inability to be able to take risk. And this may be what you're being enlightened to, right? We have community at the bottom of the deck. So for some of you, this has to do with people around you, or connections, or maybe how connections around you have changed or transformed, or you're having a hard time with change right now. I think that's like To be honest with you guys, I feel like that's the overall perspective, the overall message here for y'all, is that you're having a hard time with some sort of change. Or you're thinking about taking that risk with community, right? I see the Queen of Cups, so Cancer energy could be relevant here. And the Knight of Swords, so taking action. This could have to do with something emotionally, you know, being emotionally open perhaps, or emotionally honest. This can also represent you feeling, again, secure in your emotions or where you are, being afraid to take some sort of action. It's almost like you talk yourself down. Like you talk yourself out of something. This is like when you get like a chimpanzee, I guess, you know. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I just feel this energy of like somebody that's like, we're here to here to here. It's like you're excited, like you want to take a risk, like you're ready, like you feel this energy, like you feel good about it. But that's where you're comfortable, like this feeling of feeling good about it. You don't actually ever take the chance and jump, you know, like the bird here. And the reason is because you have blessings right in front of you. So it's like being feeling at peace with yourself in your life about something or where you are, and then being afraid of opening yourself up to anything that's different or new. That's temperance. I'm describing everything that I'm describing as temperance energy. Let's see. This is the Mythos tarot that we're using. See how everything flies here? The chimpanzee doesn't. He can swing from tree to tree, but he doesn't ever actually get off the ground. Yeah, like, okay, they're taking me back here. I gotcha. We just looped all the way around back to what I was saying. Because I kind of veered off here when I was channeling about the blessings. I want to know, what does pile 4 need to prepare for? That came right out. Look, it's the Fool in reverse. This is all about taking risks, taking chances. And this is called the Pan card, which is interesting because Peter Pan does what? He wants to stay young. And I talked about being young here, didn't I, for a second in the very beginning? Peter Pan doesn't want to grow up. You know, Peter Pan likes where he's at. He likes being comfortable. Why does he like it there? Because it feels good. It's a feeling of comfortability. It's like, okay, I can have fun here. I can play. I can be like this. I don't want to have, you know, responsibilities. I don't want to grow up. Why? We're having so much fun here. Why am I change things? It's that kind of energy with Pan. In reverse, that's why this is in reverse. And for some of you, you may be actually... I keep hearing in my head, afraid to take chances. So this could be you or somebody around you here that, and you have the butterflies here. See, that's why they're pointing out. Gotcha. We're on the same page. It's the butterflies that are here, and the butterflies that are here about community. So this could be something to do with taking a risk when it comes back to community, relationships, connections, people around you, things that are changing when it comes to that. Okay, so that's what they're wanting to talk about. So... Six of Wands in the reverse. This is a lack of success. This is feeling like a lack, like something will not be successful. Afraid to take a risk because you feel like something's not going to be successful. This could also be somebody around you. I think she's dressed as a butterfly, it looks like, doesn't it? The World. It's a lesson. You may have a hard time, or someone here, okay, take this how it resonates. I don't know what perspective you're getting of this reading. There's this feeling of having a hard time of closing a chapter or beginning a new chapter. Like, it's like reading a book or story, and then you read a few chapters and you're like, this is really good. Like, this is really, really good. I really like this book. Everything's going great. It's gonna not be good. I feel like it's coming. I feel like I'm fixing to get to that point. And instead of being like so into it to see what's going to happen, you're way more afraid of it ruining the book for you. So you should stop there. that makes total sense, doesn't it? I mean, for some of you or someone here, it's like ending something before it can even be a blessing or see successfully because you're afraid of the jump. Like the chimpanzee's just swinging on that one tree because he's afraid to jump, you know, and swing to the next. There's a lesson behind this. It's like learning a lesson and closing that chapter, allowing that just to be something that carries on with you and not staying stuck in that chapter or what something is. You have the Two of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Cups that both fell out together in reverse. So there may be some kind of separation or breakup or a lack of peace or harmony when it comes to a relationship that's here. These came out together. I'm sticking them together. Could be somebody walking away here from a relationship. You have the Chariot that's here as well. Some of you may be making peace, or somebody is, about walking away from a relationship here. Making peace with it. Having closure because you feel like it won't be successful. And this could be the other way around as well. It could be that... We'll see. Let's keep going before I say that. You have Cancer energy here with the Chariot. Tell me about the Fool in reverse, Aries. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, see, look at that. That's that Peter Pan energy. The Knight of Wands is what we call the player card. I hate to put that label on that, but with the Fool in reverse, this is somebody that feels comfortable and confident where they are. They're not ready to take that, like, jump into anything else. Why is the Six of Wands here in reverse? The Page of Pentacles. There's like this maybe apology here of the inability to take a risk, or learning when it comes to when something's not successful. They keep pulling me back to this, and I'm trying to like pinpoint it, but I don't think I'm meant to understand it just yet. But all I can say is that this overall message here, as far as advice goes in this, has something to do with trauma-wise. There's something here that you have a fear of closing chapters. Like, it's hurting your ability to be able to take risk and move forward. It's like the lesson is right in front of you, but you're afraid to read it. Just like the book. Like, it could have the best ending ever, right? But you're afraid to, like, you have this feeling of something not so great coming or happening, and you should stay comfortable where you are. It goes back to the trauma. Something here, this could be, I hate to like just throw everything out there, but some kind of circumstance. Let's say you grew up in a very hostile, or something in your life significant changed abruptly, shift very quickly, and it was unpredictable, or many things. And so it's created this insecurity in you where you feel like, okay, every time you feel like things are going really good, it's like it can be that switch in your head that flips into fear. Like, if things go this good, there's no way something not so great is going to happen, because it always does. You know, it never ends well. It's that kind of energy. There's something that's there in your past that's switched quickly on you when you were maybe possibly even at an age to where you didn't have the ability to grasp the understanding of what that even meant. Like, you know, when we are, I'm really going off here, guys. You know, when we're little and we're learning, like, our own sense of security, like, okay, don't touch that hurts, you know, be careful here. You know, when you're little, you're kind of putting that together, even so small, you're learning, right? It's also about, like, maybe relationships or people around you, and this could be something that you're figuring out, like, you're learning what's good for you, what's not good for you, like these blessings around you, perhaps, right? Why is the World here? The Four of Swords in the reverse. Okay. This is overthinking. You overthink when it comes to the World in reverse. I mean, upright, not in reverse. That's the point. You're kind of, it's almost like you can get to an understanding, but it's not good enough for you. Like, you may even tell yourself at times, like, okay, I see the lesson that happened there. I know what the lesson is I learned in that situation. But you don't fully close the page, like, or make peace with it. I think that's what you're missing. I think that you're missing, like, making peace with your past or making peace with how something transpired or happened. Maybe, like, making peace with someone not giving you that sense of security that you needed when you needed it. Making peace with that. Not feeling safe. You know, sometimes when we grow up in chaos, we feel safer in chaos than we do in calm. Like, calm is like it's way too calm here. Something is wrong. And, you know, that's a real thing that can attach itself to every decision that we make in our life. It's the craziest psychological thing, you know. It's something that we do to ourselves, and I'm actually describing the Four of Swords in reverse. When it comes to this ending, when it comes to this closure, or deciding this, or closing the chapter, or moving on to the new chapter, you know, even. It's like you should sit there and overthink this process, which I think leaves you confused, may leave others confused as well. Tell me about the Chariot, please. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. This to me is like moving away from things that you feel like you may feel. The Chariot's hard for me to pinpoint. Yeah. It's the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Some of y'all are needing to focus on yourselves more than the situation, right? I'm sorry, guys. My watch is still on. And that's my son that's texting me. Maybe that's it. Maybe you've been waiting for something here. And it's my son asking if a friend can come over. So that might have something to do with this. Maybe you've been waiting for that. Maybe you're waiting for that, or that's something that's there. I don't know what that means to you guys. So waiting for someone to put effort into something, or work on something, or something to work out, or waiting for something to go in your favor. Give me one more for that. The Six of Pentacles. This is giving something a rest or taking a break here from something. The Six of Pentacles, like, things aren't moving or going in the right direction. This is like, I need to do what's best for me here and take a break from this so that I can find my balance, so that I can understand. And this is also about understanding and knowing when a situation was not giving to you in the best way and you needed to get yourself out of that, or something's just not working out. Sometimes things just do not work out in the way that they're meant to. The Chariot's like having a clear understanding about what is good for you, what's not good for you, and sometimes we don't know what that is in the moment because we can't see everything or know everything. That could be that enlightenment, higher perspective. And needing to just have faith in this situation. Maybe instead of calling it quits, or instead of needing to have faith in it, maybe that's something that you've been doing, you know, and you're needing to. There's an energy here of some of you hoping or feeling like having faith that something's going to change. What are you telling me with this? The Seven of Cups. This is being emotionally confused. Some of you may have been in a situation where you were kind of just emotionally confused about the giving and receiving, like what it was giving to you, what somebody was giving to you, or what something was giving to you. And you're starting to find balance or peace with that, where you may be going in a new direction. What does that mean? King of Pentacles in reverse. So you have Capricorn energy here. This can be like, my phone's just really going off, guys. This can be like somebody that's here. This could be a long-term relationship for some of you. This could be somebody not feeling like they're meant for you or right for you, or it's like not feeling grounded here about. I'm gonna have to get George because he won't stop if I don't. Sorry, guys. Give me just 1 second. Well, my apologies. I thought that you were good out there. Guess not. Some of you might have to do with second chances, because it's the second chance I've given George to come in my bedroom. Let's see what's going to happen here. I don't want to sum this up quite yet. Let's see what's going to happen here. What's going to happen here? What do they really need to prepare for? You have a Queen of Wands in reverse. There's that Sagittarius energy. What's wrong, babe? You want to go outside? You going? Oh, guys. See how George is doing this thing where he doesn't know what he wants? The Queen of Wands in the reverse isn't confident here. Someone that's not feeling confident about what it is that they want, or not feeling confident about something going in their favor. There could be because there's insecurities here, perhaps. What's going to happen here? Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Eight of Wands. Ace of Swords. There's going to be some kind of communication or truth here. Definitely okay. You're getting some incoming or quick communication here. There's going to be like this truth or this conversation that takes place. Ten of Swords in reverse. For some of you, this has to do with an ending or not wanting something to end, or reconciliation, or fixing a situation with that Ten of Swords in reverse, okay? Something that may have ended, some kind of betrayal. There's something here on the table, some kind of truth about something here that's transpired that needs to be expressed, I feel. It may put you in a place of feeling a lack of confidence with moving forward. You have a Page of Swords. There's the message. This is a message from someone. Feels a lack of security here. And there's honesty around this. Or truth. Maybe this could even be around some sort of message or understanding that you're coming into. You have the Magician here in Gemini, Virgo energy. And Sagittarius here. So this could be one of those. There's definitely somebody here. But I don't know if this is you or somebody from the outside. All I can tell you is that there's definitely some sort of truth or a message that comes in. Someone's upset or insecure, or this is what this causes, creates. It's what it's creating. Someone created something. Someone created a lack of confidence here in someone, or is in you. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. There's the Ten of Cups in reverse. So this could be feeling. There's counterparts out here on the table here with the King and Queen of Pentacles. So this could be a long-term commitment here, perhaps. This could be somebody here that is feeling with that Ten of Cups in reverse. It's like not being able to trust the situation, or something's not giving to you emotionally, or is not emotionally fulfilling, or someone that can't emotionally fulfill you. Like a recognition of this in some sort of way. And the Eight of Wands is here. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Almost all the queens are out right now. This is most definitely like this feminine energy that's here. This Queen of Swords in reverse with this. I mean, this is somebody that's really like very strict, very strong with their communication and their understanding. This could be someone that feels upset or hurt in some sort of way, or they're having a clear understanding or wanting to communicate these feelings. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. What's that? The Nine of Swords in the reverse. I do feel like there's some sort of battle going on here, guys. So I don't know who this is with, but there is definitely this back and forth energy that doesn't feel that great when it comes to communication. I do feel like you're getting somewhere in this. I can tell you that, but I don't know that it feels great. But whatever this truth is, or this clarity, it may be something that is difficult, but maybe difficult to hear, but it's also something that helps you to see past the situation. Like you have an understanding that you gain that I feel like brings some sort of peace. The Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. What is that about? There's that Five of Cups in reverse. This is so confusing because it's 1 minute it's one way, 1 minute it's another way. It's almost like somebody that doesn't know what they want, or there's some kind of regret that's laying on this person or somebody. Like there's some sort of energy of a overcoming. Yeah, there's this energy here of overcoming something. Got that Ten of Swords in reverse. That Five of Cups in reverse. This is like getting past or moving on. Just recovering from a situation here that you feel like wasn't giving to you what it was that you needed. There's forgiveness here in some way. Tell me more about this. Ten of Cups in the reverse, that Queen of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this is like not being able to grow something here. This is not the message that I wanted to give, but I feel like for some of you, there's some sort of separation or breakup that's taken place. For some of you, this is like separating yourself from a situation or from someone or something. There's something here that you could be separating yourself from. There's resolution in regrets, resolution when it comes to disappointments, with not feeling good enough or not treating somebody that way or not doing what's best for you here. There's some sort of peace or resolution that you're having here with this. I hope I'm making sense in this reading because it feels there is this back and forth energy of, okay, I don't want something and then I do want something and then I don't want something and I do want something. So I don't know if this is you or your person, but somebody is going back and forth here with this, and whether or not it's going to be something that's right for you or what you want or what they want. And they're struggling. This is a struggle here. This Queen of Swords is in reverse. What is that about? The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. There's someone here that's been, let's just say, procrastinating, or maybe they've been prolonging some sort of communication here intentionally. Maybe they've been in their head about this truth that they've been like holding on to. They've needed to do something here that they haven't been doing. Whatever that means to you guys. Let's see. Why is this Ace of Swords here? King of Cups in reverse. Remember we saw the Queen of Cups in the beginning? There's some sort of pressure that's being built up around someone's emotions and them kind of being all over the place with that, or not being very open or very giving of that here. Not maybe being honest about that even. Prolonging something, putting something off. That's just created some insecurities and created some sort of imbalance here in a relationship. Like a misunderstanding with emotions, not being able to communicate. There's definitely a not being able to communicate that's here. Feeling frustrated or at a loss. The Nine of Cups. There is this wish or desire that's here to want to maintain a particular like stability. Freedom, stability. It's up here. This is what this is. be careful here. I feel like for some of you, I don't know what side angle you're at here, right? But for some of you, someone may be creating something that is not in your benefit. Time, Three of Swords, told you, not in your benefit. They're creating something that hurts. An insecurity within you. Some sort of insecurity here within you. What is that insecurity? It's the King of Swords in reverse. Like an inability to trust someone here. This is, ooh, I don't like this energy. And I just picked up on it. I can't stand it when it takes me this long to figure out and find this energy. There is a huge manipulation here, guys. There's someone here that is almost like keeping you stuck or manipulating a circumstance in some way. I don't know what angle you are here, like I said, so I don't know who this is to you guys. I can't tell y'all that. This is a general reading, right? But this King of Swords, Aquarius energy, or this could be even like someone that feels this way, right? But there is this Three of Swords that I cannot unsee. There's this manipulation here with this Magician and this King of Cups in the reverse as well that's going on here, that maybe you've even, for some of you, as I dare to say this now, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Like I said, general reading. This may not be your circumstance, but it's almost like you may have been even deceiving yourself into who someone is to you, despite the fact that there's this Three of Swords that's right here. Meanwhile, I do feel this manipulation. The Three of Swords, guys, this is the card of manipulating. I mean, that's what it is. It's in reverse. So it could be somebody here that has been trying to get you to see them in a different way. And yet there's still this Three of Swords, this pain, this betrayal that's been going on here. That Nine of Wands in the reverse is like giving up on a situation because it's just hurting you so bad. And then someone kind of coming in and maybe manipulating the circumstances or causing you to stay long in a situation longer than what you want, because, and this could be you doing this to yourself as well, because you feel more secure. But what you're doing here is like deceiving yourself, or someone's deceiving you out of your happiness. Instead, this is focused on them and what they want from the situation, or what you truly want. You're not being able to gain here. This isn't enlightened to this. This is what you're being enlightened to. Guess what it's doing? It's giving you a sense of peace that you're looking for, ultimately. Also, community here as well. Something to do with community. You'll find, like, in the community or wherever you are, it's giving you some sort of sense of peace around you. This could be other people. This could be a location. Something's changing around the community around you because of this. You have an Eight of Cups that you're not recognizing or seeing. It's like another part to a story that you can't see it yet. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. My friend not my friend, his friend. My son's friend just got here. Eight of Cups in the reverse is not being able to walk away from something emotionally. And it's killing you. Something that's hurting you, and you're recognizing it. What's going to happen here? What is really the overall message that we're needing to understand here in this? Two cards I pulled. I pulled the Six of Cups and the Five of Swords. Guys, this community, this whole thing has to do with having a true understanding about your community, who's around you. Being confused or conflicted about, like, who you can trust. See all the butterflies I keep pointing out? That Six of Cups is a soulmate energy, and you have the butterflies here with community. So for some of you, this has to do with relationships. Like maybe trusting people that you shouldn't, or sticking around hoping for someone to become someone different or change. Or maybe they've even manipulated to make you feel like that they will, with that Seven of Swords in reverse. But you're not seeing it. It's still hurting. There's still pain here. Look at that. 5 of Wands. Pain and chaos and conflict, right? Chaos and conflict. Six of Swords in reverse. This is this enlightenment energy. There's this understanding that you're having, a higher understanding that you're having, you're being enlightened to about something in your past that I just heard having, see, she looks like she has on her hands, like you feel guilty for something here that you've been holding on to, or you've been holding guilt over yourself for something you're not even in control of. Like, I don't know, there's something about like you feel like you could have done something and you couldn't. It's just the way that it was. It's just how it happened. And whatever that means, I don't know, that's something that's weighing on you in some way. It's almost like you make yourself repeat the same guilt over and over and over and over. Like you may sabotage situations or things so you can repeat this guilt, and you're not meaning to do it. It's just like a pattern that you create, the same situation with a different people or something like that you're needing to break yourself free from, or someone here is. That to me is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is like, this situation is not good, or it causes this conflict, or maybe even when the first conflict arises, you just want to kind of get away from it because it feels uncomfortable. Or that's somebody's message. But this is like when you know you need to move on from something that is no longer serving you or no good for you anymore. It's just causing you pain, but you stay and stay and stay because of the emotional attachment that you have. And for some of you, this is an emotional attachment to chaos and conflict. Like if it's not chaotic, then it doesn't mean as much because of what you've experienced in your life. Like peace, like I talked about before, is chaotic for you. Does that make sense? I hope so. Because my gosh, this reading just like went, I feel like it went all over the place. The Four of Pentacles is here at the bottom of the deck, which is about, protecting yourself and keeping yourself safe. But it's a boundary, it's a wall. It's not allowing others in any kind of way because of some kind of pain or hurt or betrayal or something that's here. And it's also like learning and understanding when you need those boundaries for yourself when you're in chaotic situations. This could be like stepping back away from a situation and feeling at peace or comfortable with doing so because you know that you need to do what's best for you. It's kind of like that kind of feeling. And being at peace with that. Seeing the higher perspective review of that and the reason for it. I don't even know what to get. I'm just like all over the place over here. I want to see what's going to happen with this in the future. This is what you need to prepare for. Some of you, there is some sadness, obviously, that's here. So I would say that's something that you may need to prepare for. Because there's some sort of separation that's taking place. You're separating yourself from something. And it could even be like temperance, like you're realizing what you really wanted or your dream or wish is not reality, for some of you. Look at that as I say that. Between the lines, hidden meaning. Snake. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of sneakiness, deception, something. Even if that's just deceiving yourself, right? You have secret crush here. Someone, butterflies, is on that card. Give me one more for secret crush. What they need to know, future energies. Unfinished business. Someone here has been carrying some baggage. Someone here has been going back and forth, or will continue to go back and forth here with you. Or they have been with somebody. Finances is here as well. This could be somebody that's... There may be some hidden motive here even for some of you, or... Be careful of this energy. I don't like this energy that you're fixing to have to walk. Or look, new love is here at the bottom. I would be wise, or be players are right under that. I would be really careful with someone that you're dealing with, as far as someone that's coming in that could be very charming. Someone that maybe comes in and like there's some love bombing energy here. There's some sort of new beginning or honeymoon phase. This is someone that can come in very, very, very charming. You haven't been, maybe, perhaps, or you just need to read in between the lines here when it comes to this person, because you may be doing that now. Can you give me some more information about this? Some of you have already left this reading. This is fixing to go into like a love portion of this reading, where some of you were here for something else. Tell me about message of concern. There's some sort of hidden meaning here. This is the number 14, that chimpanzee. This is you. This is somebody sending you a message here, a message of concern. Snake. Mature woman. This is someone here that's been either been around for a long time, or that's someone that is very good at emotional manipulation. Someone here that could be a mature woman, but this is someone here that's number 6, that soulmate energy, conflict and chaos. Someone's bringing some deception behind them with mature woman. Secret crush, unfinished business, sudden wealth. Give me one more card for that. Courtship. There's somebody here that's trying to maintain some sort of relationship, or may even have some sort of secret crush here, where they're trying to maintain like an open door, or open for business is what I just heard. There's somebody here you can't trust. You need to be very careful here with whoever this is. You have Thief at the bottom of the deck. I don't know what part you're playing here in this. This is a mature woman in this card. Could be a soulmate energy. It could be somebody around you. But there's this hidden motive that they have here behind this. It has something to do with... It could have to do with money. It could have to do with work. It could have to do with something that they gain financially, wanting to be successful here. But there's this back and forth energy here, or this like leaving the door open when it comes to this communication, or when it comes to this courtship in some kind of way, to where they're hoping for something sudden. They're hoping for getting something out of it. Okay? This is somebody that's hoping to get something out of something. I'm sorry I have to leave y'all there. I can't give you... I don't think I can... I don't want to dig till I break it down to one person. And you know what I mean? Like, I think that about sums it up. This is future energy, so... Some sort of new beginning or something here. Somebody's unconditional love. Nothing has gone wrong. And distance. I told you you'd be distancing yourself here with unconditional love. Don't ever believe that someone's not being like, wow, I don't even know why I'm going to say this. Maybe somebody said this to you. I don't know. Because I don't know that I fully believe this. I was going to say, don't ever believe in someone that is giving you unconditional love. Like there's some sort of motive here someone has behind giving you this love that they're giving you in some way. Or they have in the past. Or that's what you're afraid of, right? With nothing has gone wrong. Creating some distance with that thought, perhaps. Or creating some distance with this person, you know. We have deepening at the bottom of the deck. So there's just creating some sort of... I keep getting this message that there could be somebody here, mature woman, someone that you could know or have known for a long time. Now my nose is itching. So there's this talking that's going on. And a relationship kind of getting closer because of this message of concern. Someone may be calling you and being concerned about a situation, but actually they're manipulating the situation for their benefit. So you'll know who this is if that's your message, okay? You just needed to hear that. We have the love between you and your person is eternal. Nothing and no one can take it away from you. Nothing's gone wrong. Trust the process. This connection is divinely guided or divinely timed. Distance. The separation that you're experiencing is necessary to help this relationship grow. And then you have deepening here. A relationship will finally deepen in the next few months. You have been waiting for this. I'm going to tell you something else too. If you're on the other side of this and this is somebody that's deceiving like your person or something like that, make sure that you're aware of karma and what that means. It means that if that's the case and this is someone here that is doing something for the wrong reasons, or they're keeping something to themselves or a secret in some sort of way, or deceiving someone here, that is going to come back around on them, and there's nothing that you need to do. And I would recommend 100% if you could walk away from that situation gracefully. That's something that maybe your person needs to understand or see or know about them that they don't yet, or a lesson that they maybe need to learn, or part of their karma, and you don't want to hold them from that. So if that's what they need to experience, then I would say let that person go experience, right? Sometimes other people need to learn lessons too in our life, but we have a hard time letting go, even if we know like something's not good for us, in order for them to learn that lesson, like where we enable them in some way, by being kind, honest, sweet, caring, loving, unconditional love, just because we're giving that to someone else doesn't mean that's what we're getting. I feel like that's a lesson. I hate to put that kind of thing out there, but I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm not feeling like the best with whatever's going on here towards what you need to prepare for. But I can tell you one thing. I know you're ready for it. I feel like you're making peace with yourself when it comes to this. Spiritual rebirth. Yeah, number 1. There you go. Let go of your old self. Wow. And allow the authentic self to emerge, to reunite with your soul, with the divine source. We also have... So sorry, guys. Okay, next card. Compromise. Number 73. In order to have a positive outcome for the situation, it's necessary to compromise. Create a win-win resolution. So for some of you, this might be part of it, needing to compromise, or somebody wanting to compromise here. And I mean, you may have to look at that and say, what am I willing to compromise when it comes to this, when it comes to myself, right? When it comes to myself, what am I willing to really compromise here with this? Postcard from Spirit. I'm going to leave y'all here because I feel like this is all you need. This reading took a weird turn, didn't it? Dearest you, says, live your dreams. Over here, there's no mystery for us to unveil, as we know intimately how connected that we all are, how the web of creation works, and how spirit is in every aspect of life, from the invisible to the visible. But it's impossible for humans to comprehend the complexities of how things actually work, because the most important threads in the tapestry don't make sense in the dimension that you live in. That said, you can feel the importance of these currents of energies that bring events together in miraculous ways. You can't understand with your mind, but you can know with your heart and soul. Trust that even though you don't know the how, the what, or the why, we do. Surrender to the mystery and have faith that the unseen world is watching you with loving eyes as spirit waves your life's mysterious and beautiful tapestry in glorious technicolor. Loving you so much, as always. Sometimes there's things that happen in our life, people, places, and things that go on in our life that we don't understand, that make us feel so terrible. And I always like to imagine, like this card says, Spirit weaves life's mysterious and beautiful tapestry in glorious technicolor. Like there could be something like a rainbow that's being created for you, but in order to get to that rainbow, you have to go through some experience. It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz and how Dorothy makes it through to get to the yellow brick road when she realizes that home was actually inside of her, or right there with her the whole time. Whatever is being created for you outside of the situation that you're in is the place that you're supposed to be. And there's this idea of letting go and allowing for that. Okay, let's get some initials. These readings have been really hard on me. I don't know if it's because it's just been a long time, or the topic, or the channeling, or what. I feel like every time I'm gone for a while and I come back, I do a lot of... There's a lot of channeling going on and a lot of just big stuff. So I hate to stay on for so long. You have the 2 hearts here. So there's definitely a soul connection that's here. You have the un here. You have you, and in. There's some sort of like back and forth energy that's here that you may be needing to distance yourself from. For some of you, not all of you. You do have the C here, so closure is a big part of this. I always see that as closure, but it could mean something to you as well. You have E, an N, 2 U's, like I said. You have an R and an I. Eric could be relevant. You also have the chameleon, which is about adapting to the situation as you go. You know, maybe you're having to step outside of your comfort zone to move towards a place where you feel comfortable, right? Or a new place.
You made tortillas?
I did. Can you get out for just a second? I'm almost done.
Yeah, I did play it.
Sure.
Sure.
See, he's excited because I made cookies, and so you have, he just found them. So you have the C here, so that could be relevant. You know, acknowledging like the little things. Little things like Mom made cookies today. That's exciting. Maybe you need to, with this B, go do something here for yourself. We don't have to wait for others to do things for us to make us feel loved. Sometimes we can go do those things for ourselves. Like I go buy my flowers, for myself. Or go get yourself a nice cup of coffee, or, go for a nice drive or something, just for no reason other than just because you like to do that thing. And show yourself the love that you've maybe been giving away to others that maybe not even deserving of it. Not saying that they never will, depending on who this is to you guys, but it's just this idea of focusing back on yourself that will bring you the joy that you're looking for through a time of turmoil or lack of harmony. Like finding your peace again is something that's here. Okay, the B is also community. So maybe close connections, right? To help you adapt. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave you here. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and your support and your kindness, of course. Hope this helps. Good luck to you guys, and I hope to see you soon.